I never thought my escape would come with a heartbeat.
He isn't just any man. He's the one she can't outrun.
I carry more than my fears now. I carry his future.
Two souls, bound by a secret too powerful to ignore. And when hearts are locked together, there's no way out.
If you are new here, please consider subscribing.
Chapter 1. Sailor. I lied. It's the first thought that greets me each morning before my hand even brushes against my stomach. I lied to Kier, and I've managed to keep my distance from him too. I pray my resolve holds, that I can dig deep and cling to this self-control. Having a child was something I'd convinced myself would never happen. My body had always failed me. It never seemed to understand what I wanted. But somehow, with this man, it happened. I'm expecting. I wonder if he's already married her. Is she carrying his child as well? The thought twists something dark in me. I don't want to see her ever again. With a sigh, I adjust my bag higher on my shoulder and give Henry, the barista, a small smile. You should already be on leave, he says, shaking his head. My gaze flicks down to my belly and I smile. I will be. Next week, my shoulders rise in a small shrug. Right now, the only things that truly matter are the baby and me. Your feet are swollen and you look exhausted, Henry points out. He's not wrong. For months now, my feet and ankles have puffed up painfully. Henry often tells me to sit whenever I can, but serving customers means I'm on my feet most of the day. When things got complicated, I moved back to my hometown and into my old family home. I considered finding my own place, but Benny insisted I use the third bedroom as a nursery. Thanks to that, I've managed to save enough to take some time off once the baby arrives. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet. Honestly, I was stunned and deeply grateful when I realized I was pregnant. The emotions flooded in all at once. Disbelief, joy, and a gratitude so fierce it felt almost painful. After the shock faded, questions started swirling. Was something wrong with Dylan? Was it my body rejecting him? Or is this life's twisted way of punishing me by giving me a child with a man like Kier? Take tomorrow off. Henry's voice cuts into my thoughts. He's one of the kindest people I've ever worked with. On top of my shifts here, I take on side clients to keep saving. This job might be exhausting, but it's necessary. I can't, I tell him as he hands me a cup of herbal tea. I offer a small smile and thanks. Henry's young, an excellent barista, and the owner's son. You can, he insists. I'll cover for you. I bite my lip. I need the money. You'll still get paid. It's only a short shift. Call it an early baby gift from me. He rests a hand on my belly and smiles. At first, I found it strange when he did that, but over time, I've grown used to the tenderness in the gesture. Thank you, I say, and I mean it. I'm due in a week. The doctor says it could happen any day now. I'm healthy. The baby is healthy, and that's all I could ever want. I climb into the car I bought for $500 on Facebook and head home. Living with Benny works. We get along, I help when he needs it, and I handle the cooking. It's simple. It's peaceful. And it's 1,000 times better than life with Dylan, which isn't saying much since misery was all I knew with him. As for Ellie, she drifts into my thoughts often. She always wanted attention, chasing it in all the wrong ways. I understand that feeling. I was like that with Dylan, but her betrayal still stings. Was she ever really my friend? Or just using me? I shake my head to scatter the thoughts. And then, inevitably, I think about how the people closest to me are all gone. It doesn't feel real even now. First my husband, then Ellie. Who's left? My hand rests on my belly as I pull into the driveway of my childhood home. Same walls, same room I had growing up. It should be comforting. It's not. This was never the future I wanted. At 16, I used to climb out of that bedroom window almost every night, getting drunk, high, roaming streets with people I thought were friends. I paid the price for that recklessness. Dylan had seemed like a fresh start. I couldn't have been more wrong. And I heave myself out of the car, No easy task these days, and lock it behind me. I'm massive, and moving feels like a workout in itself. Hello, sweetheart. I've missed you, lollipop. Every muscle in my body goes rigid. My feet freeze mid-step. My mouth parts in shock at that voice. Those words. It has to be a dream. I've dreamed of Kier often enough. He's like a shadow in your nightmares. A man, but also a monster. My monster. What's wrong, lollipop? His breath grazes my ear now, warm and too close. His scent wraps around me, unmistakable. Every sense I have is screaming his presence. Wake up, but I don't, because this is real. And now, he's standing right in front of me. My stomach twists, not with butterflies, but with something darker. My palms pressed together, damp with sweat. I bite my lip, staring at him. He shouldn't be here. Why is he here? How did he find me? His face is hard, eyes scanning me slowly. The look sends goosebumps racing across my skin. When his gaze lands on my stomach, something in his expression shifts, softer for a heartbeat before it's gone. His mouth twitches, then he glances at the house, back at me. His eyes sharpen again. Inside, we need to talk. No. The word leaves me stronger than I expected. His head tilts, eyes narrowing. We need to talk. The anger in his voice is sharp enough to cut. It radiates off him, undeniable. I can't today. I have things to do. You have nothing to do. I followed you from work. Stalker, I mutter. It's not even surprising. Proud of it, he replies without hesitation. Now, where do you want to talk? Because I'm not leaving until we do. I know him well enough to realize he won't stop until he gets what he wants. But why now? Why here? I swallow the groan rising in my throat. Every instinct in me is torn between reaching for him and running as far as I can. What's your plan? Set up camp out front? My hand plants on my hip and heat rises to my cheeks as irritation bubbles over. Yes, he says without hesitation, until I get what I want. And you know I always get what I want. I shoulder past him, stomping toward the front door, his footsteps shadowing mine. He's not going to leave, not until I give in. Damn it. My fingers fumble with the lock in my rush, but once it clicks open, I slip inside and slam the door. The lock snaps into place. I know it won't keep him out if he really wants in, but I stand still, listening, until his low chuckle fades into retreating steps. Peeking out the window, I spot him leaning against a sleek black sports car, one ankle crossed casually over the other. Surely he's not staying there. Is he? He is. All night, every time I get up to use the bathroom, and that's often with the baby pressing on my bladder, I check. He's still there. By the time I shuffle back to my room again, it's 4 a.m. He's in his car, a small light on as he scrolls through his phone, and that's when it happens. My water breaks. My pulse spikes, my palms go damp. I snatch up the baby bag and my own with trembling hands. This is it. I'm about to meet my baby. Adrenaline mixes with fear and anticipation, a storm inside me. When I open the front door, he's already looking at me from across the driveway. His gaze drops to my stomach. Without a word, he's out of the car and walking toward me. I'd change pants, but they're already damp again. His eyes flick to the bags in my hands. Without asking, he takes them, his expression unreadable, and says firmly, "I'll drive." The refusal is on my tongue, but a sharp contraction rips through me before I can speak. I double over, clutching my back as the pain steals my breath. "I'll carry you." Before I can protest, he's lifting me, both bags still in hand, moving with purpose. My arms loop instinctively around his neck. His eyes meet mine, steady and intense. "I still hate you," I tell him, even though a part of me feels safer in his arms than I should. And I know better. There is no safety near this man. He stays silent, setting me gently in the passenger seat before tossing the bags into the back. I watch him tuck his phone away and slide in behind the wheel. "Which hospital?" I give him the name, shifting slightly in my seat to keep space between us while keeping my eyes on him. Make no mistake, just because I'm in his car doesn't mean I trust him. I trust him as much as I'd trust a rattlesnake poised to strike. "You're pregnant. Kier says flatly, one hand gripping the wheel, the other shifting gears. Congratulations, Captain Obvious, I snap back. Is it mine? His question freezes me. I never wanted to answer that, not to him, not to anyone. In truth, I never wanted to see him again. That would have been easier. Before I can reply, another contraction slams into me. My hands press into my lower back as I lean forward, gritting my teeth. A rough palm settles against my spine, rubbing slow, steady circles. It eases the edge of the pain. He eases it. When it passes, I glance at him from the corner of my eye, still bent over. Does it matter? I say finally. I remember his words from months ago. If it's a girl, it wouldn't matter to him. For all he knows, it could be a girl. It matters, he says, pulling up to the hospital. His grip on the wheel is tight, lips pressed into a hard line. An orderly appears with a wheelchair opening my door. Park the car, then come in. She'll be taken to the delivery ward, he says with the disinterest of someone who's said the same thing 100 times today. I can feel Kier watching me, but I keep my gaze away from his. He's not long. I didn't expect him to be. Kier's never late, never absent when he wants to be present. But why is he here? Hoping for a son? I'm not the one he planned to marry and have an heir with. If it is a boy, would he even want him? The thought is too much to sort through. Not now, not while I'm in labor. Another contraction tears through me. Kier is suddenly at my side, reaching for me. I brush his hand away, sucking hard on the gas the nurse offers. It doesn't help. Sailor, I'm going to check how far along you are, the nurse says brightly. My feet go up into stirrups, her hands moving between my legs. Well, that was fast. She waves the doctor over. You're ready to push. Do you have to be here? I shoot at Kier. The doctor and nurse both pause to glance at him. Yes, he answers, leaving no room for debate. Before I can reply, I'm pushing. And he's right there, looking like the hero, but he's not. Kier isn't a hero. He's the devil I once slept with. And now, here I am. Chapter 2. Sailor. The jerk is pacing. Back and forth, back and forth. Kier glances at me briefly, then resumes his restless march across the room. He hasn't stopped since the moment Ren was born, and every step he takes winds my nerves tighter. Get out, I say evenly, not bothering to raise my voice. The doctor and nurses have left, leaving only the three of us. Still, he paces like he owns the floor. That's not happening, he mutters, still not looking my way. His phone keeps buzzing, again and again without pause. It's enough to make me scream. He's enough to make me scream. I'm exhausted, and all I want is quiet. Having a baby should be exciting, but you're making it unbearable. Stop pacing, silence your phone, or just leave. Finally, he stops. His eyes flick to me, then to the baby, before he shakes his head. You kept this from me. The way he says it, sharp and cutting, makes my stomach clench. How do you even know she's yours? I challenge, lifting a brow. Don't play with me, sailor. It's rare for him to use my name. He runs a hand over his head, lost in some private thought. At least his phone is silent now, and his feet have stopped moving. I look down at the tiny, warm weight in my arms. Nothing compares to this feeling. This is what love truly is. It's a girl, he says softly, almost like he's trying not to startle the moment. I know. You can go now. My attention stays fixed on her perfect little face. She makes a few tiny noises before fussing. Following the nurse's advice, I shift her for skin to skin and then guide her to my breast. The midwife steps in briefly to help, then leaves once Ren latches. When I glance back up, Kier is still there, watching us intently. You don't have to stay. I'm sure you have other destructive hobbies to get back to, I say with a smirk. He doesn't respond, just stands there. I look back down at Ren and run my hand over her thick hair, so much like his. She looks like Dylan, don't you think? I say, knowing it's a jab and hoping it pushes him toward the door. Number. She looks exactly like I did as a baby. I bite my lip, looking away. He never takes the bait. Why are you still here? She's not a boy. You can go. His hand drags down his face. Now that I study him, his skin looks pale, his expression worn. That's my child, he says with absolute certainty. The weight of his conviction makes my chest tighten. Number. You're wrong. She's mine. I smile and kiss Ren's head. Her name is Ren. Ren, say hello to Kier before he leaves. She finishes feeding, and I burp her gently. I'm not leaving. Yes, you are. We don't need you. Just be grateful I'm not asking for anything from you. You never have. And I never will, I answer firmly. Switching sides, I let Ren latch again. I glance back at him. I'm not her. I wasn't chosen for you. I don't want you. I don't need you. So please, leave us alone. I'm not leaving. Are you deaf? The last word drips with irritation. Now you're insulting me. I'm not deaf. I'm tired. I just gave birth, Kier. Ren's eyes start to close, so I burp her again and lay her in the crib beside the bed. I turn my back to him and close my own eyes. I wake to his voice, not speaking, but singing. When I open my eyes, Kier is holding Ren, rocking her gently. The sight stirs something in me I wish it didn't. If I didn't know who he truly was, it could almost be touching. But I do know him, and nothing about him is safe. Kier, he stops singing. Part of me regrets speaking. Give me my baby. He studies her for a long moment, smiling, a real smile. She's beautiful. She is, I admit, because it's true. She's the best parts of us both, but I extend my arms. Give her to me. For a moment, panic spikes. Will he refuse? But he finally passes her over. I'm leaving, he says, watching my obvious relief. A driver will take you home tomorrow. Then he walks out. I'm left wondering what that was all about. The next day, the driver is Joey, sporting a black eye and a cast on his wrist. Hi, I say, shifting Ren in my arms. Not to sound rude, but why are you here? I'm your driver. I gathered that. Is this punishment? He ignores me, picking up one of my bags with his good arm. That bag too, I say, pointing to another. Is this your punishment? I'm guessing you told him, since he showed up and stalked me. Yes, he admits finally. Can we go now? Did he do that to you? I ask, eyeing his injuries. He grunts but says nothing, leading the way to the elevator. When did you tell him? I press. He keeps walking until we're outside by the car. There's a baby seat already installed. Do you need help with her? Have you ever put a baby in a car seat? I ask. Once? She wasn't that small, he says, nodding toward Ren. Her name's Ren. I smile faintly. I've got it. Buckling her in is easier than I expected. As we pull away, I ask again, did he do that to you? Yes, I deserved it, and don't tell him I said so. Why tell him at all? I didn't. He found out another way and figured out I knew. He couldn't have found out. I left right away. When Kier wants something, it doesn't take him long to find it. He ends the conversation there. I ride in silence, watching Ren until we pull up to my childhood home. It's old, worn, nothing like Kier's luxurious world, but it's mine. Is he coming back? I ask. Joey dodges the question. Need help with your things? Joey, is he coming back? It's you, and like I said, he always comes back to what he's obsessed with. The thought unsettles me. Inside, Joey wrinkles his nose at the place. You can put the bags down and go. Thanks. Benny appears with a beer in hand. You're back. Hospital sends you with a driver? Nice. He peers at Ren. Looks just like you, except for that hair. You were bald as a baby. Joey tenses. You live with a man? Not your father? Benny's my uncle, I say flatly. I take care of him, and I live here. Joey still looks like he's judging the place. You can leave now. I'll be out front if you need me. I won't. The door clicks shut behind him, and I lock it. Ren makes a soft sound, and I'm reminded. Everything I'm doing is for her, and I'll keep doing whatever it takes.
Chapter 3, Kier. She's home. Place is a dump. Joey's voice crackles through the Bluetooth in my car. She told me not to come back. I don't say a word, just listen. I'm still furious. So furious that breaking his hand was me going easy on him. If he weren't my brother, I'd have buried him already. 6 feet under. Instead of killing him, still a tempting option, I snapped his hand and beat him bloody. She's living with some guy, Joey adds when my silence drags on. What? I hadn't checked where she was staying. The address matched her parents' old place, so I assumed it was hers. She says she takes care of him. He's old. Of course she does. Do I stay? Those 3 words make my teeth grind. What do you think? I snap. I stay. No kidding, genius. Of course you stay. I hang up before I throw the phone. The day I learned she was pregnant, I tracked her down, even though I told myself not to. Months had passed without seeing her, and I swore I'd let her go. But I knew better. I knew I wouldn't settle until I saw her again. And I was right. She's like an infection I can't shake. There was a time I thought about ending her, finally doing it, finding her and making sure I'd never see that face again. But even then, I'd probably picture her dead every time she crossed my mind. I thought I'd moved on. That was a lie. It's always the same. You try to leave the past behind, but some memories cling like leeches. She's always there. I should have killed her instead of her husband. My life would be simpler if I had. So much simpler. Is it true? Roberto asks as I step into my penthouse. He licks his lips, eyebrows raised. Well, is it? Is what true? That sailor had a baby, and that it's yours. When I found out, I didn't tell a soul. First thing I did was put Joey in the hospital. Then I found her. Then I left. Now I'm back. She did. And it is. He scrubs a hand over his face. Damn. So what's your plan? Nothing. His eyes widen. She had a girl, I add. He nods slowly. He knows the way our world works. Boys carry the family name, not girls. It's old-fashioned, but it's how it's always been. The women get protection for their families, and we get male heirs to continue the bloodline. What about Sailor? What about her? He leans back in his chair while I take mine, the same one I'd been in before this mess hit. You didn't find her because of the baby. Joey didn't tell you until afterward. So what about her? Nothing, I say flatly. If only it were nothing. You've never wanted anyone like you want her. I've known you forever. You were supposed to kill her and you didn't. You thought she was tied to Roark and you still didn't. You let her walk. I knew she wasn't working for him. If you thought for a second that I was, you'd have pulled the trigger without blinking. He's right. I would have. With her, you've got blinders on. Even after she left, you went looking. What's your point? My point is you're not letting this go, especially now she has your kid. You're not like our fathers. I'm worse. His mouth twitches. Yeah, you are. But you value family. That's why Joey's still breathing. Give it time. That might change. Roberto shakes his head. You going to tell your mother? About the baby? I ask. He nods. No. He knows she wants grandkids, and unlike my father, who's rotting where he belongs, she wouldn't care if it's a boy or a girl. She was lucky to have sons. I wasn't that lucky this time. Still, Ren, she's the perfect mix of Sailor and me. So what now? Roberto asks. I don't know. That makes him pause. I always know what to do. But with her, I never do. Joey still with her? Yes. For how long? I slam my hands on the table. Enough. I know what you're trying to do. You want me to admit I should walk away. That this isn't good for me, I get it. But here's the truth. I lean forward. I don't care what any of you think. All I need to do right now is figure out my next move. You don't get told you're a father every day. Twice, Roberto mutters before walking out. Damn it.
Chapter 4, Sailor. Joey stays. Days roll into weeks, and weeks into months. He leaves at night, returns during the day, drives me wherever I need to go, but barely speaks. The silence is mostly his choice, not mine. I try asking questions, but he gives me nothing. Maybe this is punishment for not telling Kier I was pregnant. If it is, he's not confirming it. So I'm left to assume. Kier hasn't called. I can't decide if that's a relief or a bad sign. Ren and I have found our rhythm. In the beginning, I was drowning. Little to no sleep, second-guessing every choice I made. Raising a baby is hard. Harder than every book, every class, every piece of advice made it seem. I glance down as Ren opens her eyes with a soft sigh, and it's like the world narrows to just her. She's perfect. My perfect. Sometimes I think about the others I lost before her. Would they have had the same lashes? The same soft skin? Or would they have looked like him? My late husband? I press a kiss to her head, telling her how beautiful she is. How much I love her. When I'm with her, all the dark thoughts fade. She's mine. Entirely mine. My parents visited a week ago. They stayed long enough to meet Ren and help me a little. I'm glad they waited. Those early months belonged to just the two of us. 6 months. Just me, Ren, Benny, and sometimes Joey. Kier vanished as quickly as he'd appeared, but I know he's still watching. Joey's proof of that. I've gone back to work a few times. Henry's asked me out more than once, not something I saw coming, but I've turned him down. He doesn't realize it, but I'm sparing him, because my life, trouble sticks to it. And with Kier, you never know what might happen. I'm not risking Henry's safety. Carrying Ren on my hip, I open the front door. The first thing I notice is the black car parked outside. But it's not Joey's. A chill runs through me. He's not going to leave me alone. I told myself that once he knew Ren wasn't a boy, he'd walk away. Clearly, I was wrong. He gets out, polished shoes, tailored suit, every inch the man I've tried to keep at a distance. Even from towns away, he's found me. Ren stares at him. I wonder if my own first look at him carried the same mix of fear and curiosity. If it did, I never stood a chance. He's immaculate. Glasses, hair slicked perfectly into place, jacket unwrinkled despite the drive. Me? I'm in unwashed shorts, a messy bun, and a shirt stained with Ren's pumpkin puree. He stops in front of me. I take a breath, bracing myself. He smells like expensive cologne. I smell like pumpkin. Didn't expect to see you, I say. He lifts his sunglasses, revealing the same dark eyes Ren inherited, and offers her a small smile. Can I come in? He asks, nodding toward the house. I just stare for a second, too surprised by the politeness. He repeats himself, Sailor, can I come in? Sure. I step aside. He follows me in, scanning the space. Why are you here? I glance toward the curb. No Joey. I close the door slowly, still standing in front of it. Is there somewhere we can sit? The couch is buried under toys. He notices, then follows me to the kitchen table and sits down. Somehow, even here, he takes up the whole room. Why are you here? I repeat. Ren's face stays tucked into my shoulder, but she's watching him. It's time. Time for what? Time for you to come home. I pull back, startled. Then it clicks and my free hand tightens into a fist. He notices. I am home, I tell him. Now kindly leave. I point to the door. He doesn't move. His fingers start tapping the table, slow, deliberate. She looks like you, he says. I say nothing because I see him in her face every day. But she has my eyes. And my hair, I think, though he doesn't say it. Sailor. His fingers stop. I can give you a better life. You won't have to work. And in return, what? Be your mistress while you marry someone else. You'd never be my mistress. He doesn't deny the marriage, and it stings more than I expect. You still plan to marry her even after... My voice falters. Come home. Bring my daughter. And if I don't, you know what happens when people defy me. He stands, steps closer, eyes on Ren. Can I hold her? To my surprise, Ren reaches for him. She's never that quick with strangers. It breaks something inside me to see her so willing. But he is her father. I want my old apartment back. I won't live with you. No surprise visits. We'll set up visitation like normal people. The words spill out as I watch her in his arms. You're negotiating? Otherwise, I'm staying put. No, you're not, he says through gritted teeth. I gave you time. That's over. I smirk. I am, even as I think about running. Fine. Instead of me tracking you down and locking you away, we'll negotiate. You want your own place. I want you near me. Ren touches his face. He lets her. You can't have both, I snap. He smiles at her and my anger wavers. She's drawn to him and I get it. He's easy to get lost in. I'll take what I can get, he says with a shrug. If it's your place, you don't just drop by, I warn. Planning on having company? His tone is careful. Why would it matter? I shoot back. Ren grabs his hand and giggles, and my chest softens in spite of myself. I've done fine on my own, but watching them together makes me wonder if I'm being cruel keeping them apart. I still want you. I won't share you. His gaze shifts from Ren to me. Understand? Lucky for you, I'm not yours, I say sweetly. And you're wrong if you think this gets you me. Benny walks in limping. He freezes when he sees Kier. We have company, he says, nodding. Benny, this is Kier. Kier walks over, Ren on his hip, and offers his hand. Ren's father. Benny nods once, then leaves. Her father? I say when he's gone. You've been gone for 6 months, and now you're her father? I laugh without humor. Tell me, if I was just a one-night stand who had your kid, what would you have done? I'd have killed you the moment I found out, he says, flat and cold. My breath catches. Good thing I never told you. Not you. We've been over this. Any other woman? Yes. Not you. Still not comforting, I mutter. I should have ended it when I learned to avoid war between the families. A war? Pack your bags, he says, walking into my bedroom with Ren. He sits on my bed like he owns it. We're leaving today. No discussion, no choice. At least not in his mind.
Chapter 5. Kier. You haven't agreed to anything I said earlier. I'd hoped she'd drop it, but clearly she hasn't. Ren's tiny fingers brush against my cheek, and for a moment, everything else fades. She's calm, quiet, perfect, and already has me wrapped around her. Why the hell did it take me this long to come back? What? Sailor asks, eyes narrowing. I want my old apartment back. I want you to call before showing up. You're not my boyfriend, not my lover. You're just Ren's father. Her arms fold over her chest, and the movement makes me smirk. She catches my look, glances down at her food-stained shirt, and glares. I'll call first, I say. Thank you. She turns toward the closet, pauses, and looks at me over her shoulder. You won't ever take her from me, will you? There's something in her voice, soft, uncertain, that hits harder than it should. Never. She blinks a few times, then starts packing. I have to talk to Benny. Can you watch her? She leans in, not toward me, but toward Ren, and kisses her cheek. Then she leaves. Ren's little hands pat my face. Yeah. I miss her already, too. Truth is, I've never held a baby before her, and I'm glad. No one else should have had this moment. Ren coos, then starts crying just as Sailor steps back inside. I'm going to have to find someone to help Benny, she says. I've been helping him, but now... Joey can stay until you do. I cut in. Her eyes go wide. Number, he wouldn't know what to do. Leave him a list, I say, standing and handing Ren back to her. I'll be back in 30 minutes for both of you. Outside, Joey's leaning on his car. He didn't know I was coming. He straightens when he sees me. She's coming back with me, I tell him. You're staying here with the old man. His face drops. Seriously? You want another black eye? No, he mutters. I've done everything you asked. I want to come home. You can, after he's looked after. How long? As long as it takes her to find someone new. I nod toward the vehicles. Move the baby seat into mine. She actually agreed to go with you? He asks, surprised, as he does what I said. She did. Any word on Roark? He's still hiding, but word is he's selling again. He'll slip up. What are you going to do? Burn him to the ground. At least you didn't say shoot him. That too. I grin. I've put 13 bullets into a man before finishing him with the 14th. Makes me wonder how many I could put into Roark before it's over. What now? Joey asks. Now, you show me where her boss lives. Joey curses but drives me to a small coffee shop. Inside, music blasts from the speakers. When the guy behind the counter notices us, he turns it down. What can I get you? I pull my gun and set it on the counter. He freezes, hands rising. Take what you want, I don't have much. Joey moves behind the counter, grabs the guy's phone from his apron, and unlocks it with his face before tossing it to me. I scroll through the camera roll and shake my head. It's not what you think, the guy says, hands trembling. Oh, I think you've been spying on Sailor, taking pictures for yourself. I drop the phone and stomp on it until it shatters. He starts to speak, but my hand brushes the gun, and he shuts up until he blurts. She knew. She liked it. Slime. That's all I see. Did you ever touch her? Just her hand, he says quickly. But you wanted more, right? He doesn't answer. Don't lie to me. Yes, he admits, voice shaking. Because you were honest. You keep your life. He exhales in relief. Just not your hand. I pull the trigger. Joey muffles his scream with a cloth. Clean up. If he talks, I'll be back. And I won't be this nice. When I return, there are 2 suitcases by the door. Sailor's carrying a third. Wren's nowhere in sight. She's in bike shorts and a loose shirt. Still beautiful. Always beautiful. 6 months, and I still can't shake her. You're back, she says, squinting at me. Did you think I wouldn't be? I figured you'd send Joey. You're good at making others do your dirty work, she snaps. How I've missed that mouth, I say. You have a problem with Joey? I ask. Number just you. Her smile is sharp before she turns away. Problem with me? Not the first time I've heard that. I bet everyone says it. You're a real piece of work. She grabs the baby bag, but I take it from her. Her scent, sweet with that berry undertone, hits me, and I have to fight not to close the distance completely. Kier, she warns. Say it again, I murmur. Her palms push me back. Move. You know I like it when you talk like that. She rolls her eyes. How much do you like it? Enough that when I'm changing my daughter in the middle of the night, I imagine smearing her dirty diaper on your face? She steps in close, just enough to make me feel it. I don't want you. Remember that. I'm going back for Ren. She deserves to know you. Better the devil you know and can watch closely. She turns, grabs a bag of toys, and leaves me there, wanting her even more.
Chapter 6. Sailor. The ride was quiet. I kept my mouth shut, and so did he. We sat in the back, Ren in the middle between us, while one of his men drove. When she stirred awake, Kier's voice softened. He didn't talk to her in baby sounds like I do. No drawn out oh or ah. Just calm, steady words like he was speaking to an equal. And she listened. Every word seemed to hold her full attention. We stopped in front of my old building. Well, his building, technically. You own this place? I asked, reaching for my bag. Yes. Figures. I don't know why I even asked. I got out, headed for the trunk to grab the diaper bag. By the time I turned back for Ren, Kier already had her on his hip. I want her to meet my mother, he said. That one caught me completely off guard. I'm not comfortable being away from her, I admitted, biting my lip. It wasn't that I didn't think he should spend time with her. She's just mine. I know that sounds selfish, maybe even irrational, but the thought of handing her over makes my chest ache. I want you to meet her as well, he added. Be ready later. The driver rolled my bags inside. Only the one I still held remained. I need to buy furniture, I said, moving to take Ren. She came to me easily. 5 o'clock, he replied before getting back into the car. The driver handed me a set of keys before they pulled away. He's so demanding, I murmured to Ren. She grinned at me as I carried her into what used to be my apartment. It was familiar, but different. The couch was brand new. There was a TV, a dining table, even a fully stocked kitchen. My old bedroom had a new bed, and the tiny office was now a nursery, with doors. Ren's crib was already in place. I set her down, pulled in her bags, and started unpacking. I lost track of time until I realized I was running late. I grabbed a cute outfit for her, scooped her from the crib, and took her into the shower with me. That's when I remembered. Her shower seat was still packed. I was staring at the floor, wondering what to do, when his voice came from behind me. Hand her to me. I spun around, almost slipping. What are you doing in here? So you can finish getting ready, he said, like it was the most obvious thing in the world. I scowled but passed Ren over. He didn't even care that his jacket was getting wet. Your body's changed, he noted. That's what happens after having a baby, I replied evenly. I wanted to ask if he meant it in a good or bad way, but I kept quiet. You were supposed to wait. You agreed to call first. I did, twice, he said, wrapping Ren in a towel before walking out. I finished quickly, then pulled on a lilac dress, a denim jacket, and my Converse. When I came out, Ren was already dressed, and Kier was studying her formula. You dressed her? I Googled how, he said, and I honestly couldn't tell if he was joking. But you need to show me this, he added, nodding to the formula. I walked him through it, and he listened carefully before taking the bottle from me and feeding her. You look beautiful, he said casually. Why are you doing this? I asked, ignoring the compliment. My mother's waiting. Are you ready? I sighed, packed the extra bottles, and we left. His mother's place wasn't far. Do you live here too? I asked, remembering he had another home in the city. Yes, I have the entire top floor of a building 2 streets over. Wow. She knows I'm coming? I asked as the car stopped. Kier held Ren with ease, which made me hate him a little. She knows she's meeting Ren. But not me, I said. He didn't answer. Your mom's going to hate me, I muttered. It's possible, he said plainly as we entered the building. Thanks for the vote of confidence, I grumbled as we took the elevator. When the doors opened, a woman with silver hair was waiting, her expression unreadable. Mama, you look well, Kier said, kissing her cheeks. This is Ren. His mother's face softened as she looked at my daughter, who clung to Kier. She's attached to you already, she observed. This is Sailor, Ren's mother, Kier said, motioning me forward. Nice to meet you, I offered with a polite smile. She didn't return it. Her eyes traveled over me before flicking back to Kier. Paige has met her and approves of you being around her, she asked. I froze. Paige as in the one who tried to kill me? Yes, Kier cut in, avoiding my eyes. And why would she care what you do with me? I asked sharply. His mother gave me a smile that wasn't a smile at all. Oh, come now, dear. You didn't really think you'd end up as a happy little family with my son, did you? He's a boss. And you, what are you exactly? And suddenly, it was clear. Kier's attitude didn't come from nowhere. His mother was a master at it. Chapter 7. Sailor. Answer me, Kier! I kept my eyes on him, not his mother. That woman could wait. My problem was with her son. Because I'm set to marry her. You already know that, he replied flatly. I shook my head in disbelief. Even after everything, that woman had tried to kill me and Kier had threatened her over it. Surely that meant the deal was dead. The contract's still in place, he said without emotion. Don't feed me that. Your mother's right. You have power. If you want it out, you'd walk away. I'm not discussing this with you here. Fine. Give me my daughter and we'll leave. I reached out for Ren, who wriggled toward me. For a moment, I thought he might refuse, but finally he passed her over. Stay. At least, have a drink. Keir offered. I should have said no. I wanted to say no, but I wasn't here for me, I was here for Ren. I turned to his mother. "I'd love one," I said, keeping my voice pleasant. She didn't smile, didn't even twitch, until Kier walked into the house. Then she followed, and I carried Ren close as we went inside. The decor screamed money, dark colors, rich textures, every detail expensive. A dark gray sectional curved in an L shape, a dining table big enough for 6 with thick wood legs and black velvet chairs, all set against a Brasilian tea, white, stationary kitchen Brasilian. Kier pulled out a chair for me, then took the seat beside mine. His mother sat opposite, a tray of drinks already on the table. "So, how's life?" I asked with a smile that was about as real as a knockoff handbag. This relationship was non-existent, but I was trying. "Bit of an attitude," she noted. "No wonder my son was drawn to you." She bit into a piece of cake. I did the same. "No, actually, he kidnapped me. Didn't he tell you that?" I said, turning to Kier. Her gaze flicked to him, then back to me. "No, he didn't." "Didn't think so," I said with a shrug. "Got me pregnant too, right after telling me he never wanted to see me again." "I didn't know," Kier cut in. I waved him off. "Doesn't matter. You made it clear you only wanted boys to carry on your name." "Boys are useful," his mother commented. "Girls are just as valuable. Strong, fierce, determined. Anything a boy can do, a girl can do." "But they shouldn't and they can't," she snapped. I ignored her, focusing on Kier. "You don't think a girl could be you?" "No." "I could be you," I said, straightening in my seat. He shook his head. "No one can. That's why I'm who I am." His mother's lips curved slightly. "If any woman could, it'd be you. You've got fire." "Better than your father ever was," she added. "You couldn't kill if you had to," Kier said sharply. "Really?" I shot back. "I shot your friend. Did I mention that?" His tone was casual, but the words landed like a punch. "What was his name? Henry?" My body tensed. If I wasn't holding Ren, I'd have gotten up and moved away. Was going to kill him, but I settled for shooting his hand. Consider it a lesson learned. Anger surged in my chest. Henry had been nothing but kind to me. And that lesson was? Not to spy on what's mine. He never... Kier cut me off, pulling out his phone. He showed me photos of Henry crouched behind a bush outside my place, camera aimed at my window. "Well, damn." "You still didn't have to shoot him," I muttered. Before I could say more, his mother stood. "How about dinner?" she said, then came to stand beside me. "Can Ren help me in the kitchen?" she asked sweetly, clapping her hands. I didn't want to hand my daughter over, but I let Ren decide. She leaned toward her grandmother without hesitation. I sighed as they disappeared into the kitchen. Kier smirked. "Want to be me for a day? You think you could handle it?" "I know I could," I said, watching him pop a piece of pineapple into his mouth. "Done. I'll take Ren tomorrow. Roberta will pick you up. This'll be interesting." "If you say so," I replied with a shrug. "Maybe. I'll replace you and hire you as my nanny." He laughed, tilting his head back. For once, I resisted the urge to aim a kick right between his legs.
Kier, why are you looking at her like that? My mother sits across from me, speaking low while Sailor is in the bathroom. "Like what?" I ask, playing it off. Ren is asleep in the portable crib beside me. Dinner had been a minefield. Neither my mother nor Sailor seemed comfortable, but we managed to get through it without an explosion. "Like she means more to you than you claim." My mother's no fool. Nothing slips past her. Sometimes that's a good thing. Right now, not so much. "And why are you still giving your brother the cold shoulder? He thought he was doing what was best." "He lied to me," I remind her. "So have plenty of others. And the ones I caught? They're dead." "She isn't." My mother tilts her glass toward Sailor's empty chair. "And I don't think she ever will be." She pauses for a long drink before adding, "You know I wasn't your father's first choice, right?" I'd heard my old man slur that truth plenty of times, usually after too much whiskey. He'd go on about some blonde who stole his heart, never caring how my mother felt. It's all I offer. I knew he wished he'd been with her, even after I gave him everything. That's the only reason I stayed as long as I did. She glances toward the hallway, checking Sailor's still gone, before looking back at me. He kept seeing her, you know. Do you plan to do the same? Keep Sailor hidden while you marry Paige? Your father kept me like a stray, used me when he needed something, then ran back to her. Do you know what that does to a woman? She answers herself. Makes her feel worthless. I didn't know the old man had kept that going all those years. Guess he hid it well. I don't think Sailor's the type to settle for being in the shadows, Kier. Are you ready for that? I'll never be a secret, Sailor says as she re-enters, smiling at my mother. Thanks for giving him the right advice, but it's wasted on me. Your son and I aren't together, and I plan to keep it that way. Her words dig under my skin. My gaze follows her as she comes closer to the table. No one said you would be. I shoot back. Good, just so we're clear. She glances toward Ren. It was nice meeting you, but I should get her home and in bed. My mother rises and kisses her cheek. I'd love to visit you and Ren, if that's all right. My sons never make enough time for me anymore. That's not true, Mama. We love you, I interject. Then bring your brother back, she counters. Sailor tilts her head, looking at me but saying nothing. Would that be okay? My mother asks Sailor again. If I visited her? Sailor hesitates before nodding. Of course. Perfect. Now my son will be a gentleman and drive you home. Sailor coughs at the word gentleman. We both know that's not me. Once Ren's in her room, Sailor shuts the door softly. I'm not staying here long, she says, facing me. You're set to marry someone else. You can't keep me as your backup while expecting me to raise Ren in that mess. It's wrong. You're the mother of my child. Any man would make sure you're taken care of. But you're not like other men, Kier. We both know that. I step closer, my fingers itching to tilt her chin and close the distance between us. Yes, we do. My hand brushes her jaw before she steps back. This. She gestures between us. Can't happen. Not now, not ever. She shakes her head, like she's convincing herself as much as me. Then she says, Tell me about her. I freeze. That's a conversation I'll never have with her. Thought so. You don't want to, she says. You should rest, I tell her, moving toward the door. But Kier. Her voice stops me. Don't you want to? She shifts her dress, revealing black lace. Eat some dessert? I move toward her, but she lets the fabric drop before I get close. See? That's not going to happen. Two can play at this game, and I've got my own secrets. I exhale, open the door, and pause. Be ready tomorrow morning. I'll be waiting, excited even. Then she calls after me. I'll have full control, right? Everyone follows my lead? Yes. Her grin is bright and dangerous. This is going to be fun. Bellissima, I murmur before shutting the door. She could bring everything I've built crashing down in a single day. Everything my family's worked for. But she's worth the risk.
Chapter 8. Sailor. Kier's early, and this time he knocks before coming in, already holding breakfast. That's unexpected. You look good. His eyes scan me, a flicker of heat in them, though his face stays unreadable. Today, I'm in a black suit, almost matching him, only he's dressed down from his usual sharp, full business look. No jacket, just a crisp white shirt and tailored trousers. He looks incredible. My own white blouse is buttoned to just above my chest, showing just enough neckline under a fitted black blazer. Black knee-high boots disappear under trousers that hug perfectly in all the right places. My palms are damp with nerves, so I subtly wipe them on my pants before asking, "Where do I meet them?" Kier pulls a chocolate-filled croissant from the bag and hands it to me. "You don't. Roberto will come pick you up." Once his hands are free, he reaches into his back pocket and pulls out a holster belt with a gun, stepping in close. Lifting my jacket, he fastens it snug around my waist before sliding the weapon into place. His fingers don't move away right away. Neither does he. His cologne lingers around me, and I hate that I enjoy it. His touch is soft on my side, but I know he's anything but soft. "Why do I need this?" I ask, breaking the moment. "Because some people may need to be reminded where they stand," he says, stepping back. Ren's cry carries down the hall. Kier disappears for a moment and returns with her calm in his arms. If I didn't know how exhausting being the mother of his child already was, I might almost want another. Her bottles are ready, nappies in her room. She naps around lunchtime. 2 hours, he says, just as a knock sounds on the door. "How much do I make today?" I ask. He ignores the question. I open the door to find Roberto there. "Hey," I greet, waving. He glances past me toward Kier before asking, "Ready, boss?" "Boss?" I blink, surprised at the way he says it. I turn back to Kier. "So, I'll earn enough to cover my rent for a month?" Roberto coughs. Clearly there's something I'm missing. "What?" I press. You want to talk numbers?" he asks. "How much will we make today?" I direct the question at Roberto again. He glances toward Kier, but I snap my fingers in front of his face. He's not in charge today. "500,000, Roberto answers. If I'd been drinking, I'd have choked. My eyes snap to Kier, who's rocking Ren like it's second nature. "You make that every day?" "Number weekly," Kier replies. "Wow!" I exhale, kissing Ren's cheek before locking eyes with him. "Take care of my daughter." "Our daughter," he corrects. Yeah. I brush it off and step toward Roberto. "Let's go make some money." Maybe I should have asked more questions. Maybe I should have prepared myself. But this isn't just about me. It's about proving women can hold their own. Later, I'm wiping my mouth with a handkerchief Roberto offers. My stomach's still turning from watching a man lose a finger. "He says he'll pay," I tell Roberto. He's been saying that for months. Today's the deadline. The man, Pete, is pale, sweating, clearly in pain. "Take what I have," he groans. "It's not enough." "We already checked your register," Roberto says. "I have a safe," Pete blurts out. Roberto raises an eyebrow. "You never told us that." "Because you're monsters," Pete spits. I fold my arms. "You made the deal with the monsters, remember?" One of the men, Roberto calls him Jimmy, finds the safe and cracks it open within minutes. "He's Kier's cousin," Roberto explains when he sees my surprise. Then he points to the other man, Francis. "Paige's cousin?" "Figures. That's why Francis ignored me earlier but jumped when Roberto gave an order." Francis hauls stacks of bills from the safe. I crouch near Pete, tapping the side of my gun against his temple. "We'll be back next week. Pay up, or it's your whole hand next time." "You just took everything I had," Pete shouts. Roberto pats his shoulder. "Then you'll have to make more." As I follow Roberto out, I toss over my shoulder. "They went easy on you because he isn't here." "Where next?" I ask once we're outside. "The club." I freeze. "That one?" He nods. My stomach tightens. Last time I was there, Dylan died. But I'm not backing out now. Inside, the first person I see is Paige. Her sleek dark hair, tight dress, and fake smile are just as I remember. And on her finger, a huge diamond. She flashes it like a weapon. I keep my expression flat, but inside it's like a punch. "Oh, right," she says sweetly. "Kier let you play boss for the day." Ignore her. "Didn't your husband die here?" she adds, tilting her head, still ignoring. Then she takes it further. "You think you and that thing will come to the wedding?" I meet her gaze evenly. "You mean his daughter?" "Yeah, that thing," she says with a smirk. I lean in slightly. "Then I guess you'll have to ask her father." She laughs, tossing her hair. "Once I give him a son, you'll both be forgotten." "If you say so," I reply, all teeth. Her eyes sweep over my outfit. "What is that, Target?" "Yes, and I look amazing in it, don't I?" I spin once, and when I face her again, her cheeks are red. She slaps me. Hard. I steady myself on the bar. "Roberto, take her hand." I can't, he says flatly. Paige smiles at that. I step closer. If you ever insult my child again, I swear. I pull my gun, leveling it at her face. I'll end you. Roberto's voice cuts through. Sailor, lower the gun. I mean it, I warn. Then hands slide up my arm and the gun's gone. I spin and Keir's there, tucking it away. Where's my daughter, I demand. With my mother, and what did I tell you about saying my? What you forgot to mention is you're engaged. To a liar at that. I get right in his face. And your men? Fired. Then I turn to Paige. And you? You're the worst of them all.
Chapter 9. Kier. Sailor. I follow after her as she storms off. Of course I do. Kier. Paige's voice cuts in from behind. We both turn. Sailor pauses at the door, glancing back over her shoulder. I'm a step away from her. Paige isn't far behind me. That's right, Kier. Go back to your fiancé. Sailor snaps, shrugging off her jacket and tossing it to the floor before heading for the exit. Target trash. Paige mutters just loud enough. I know Sailor hears it, but she keeps walking, pushing through the door. I face Paige. You really have no boundaries, do you? She steps closer, placing her polished nails against my chest with a sugary smile that's anything but sweet. That's what you like about me. You didn't complain before. I take her hand and push it away. Then I turn to Roberto. Did you know she'd be here? No, boss. I look at Francis. He shakes his head. How did you know Sailor was coming? I ask Paige. She taps her nails lightly against my chest. Please. I know your every move, like any good wife should. I grab her wrist, pulling her hand away. You're not my wife. I move past her toward the door. Not yet, she calls after me, voice dripping venom. Remember that while you chase after that hussy. Outside, I scan the street. Sailor's gone. Boss? Francis comes up beside me. Not the time, I say, heading for the car. The driver opens the door, but Francis keeps talking. She did well today. Stayed calm until... He glances back toward the club. She's... nice. I don't care if you think someone's nice. When has nice ever mattered in this business? What set her off? I press. Francis looks at the ground, hesitating. Tell me, I warn. She said something about her daughter. Called her... a thing. She what? The words taste sour. I shouldn't be surprised. Paige's cruelty has no ceiling. But still, that line? That's one you don't cross. Not with me, not about Ren. I strip off my jacket, walk to the driver, and exchange the gun I took from Sailor for my own. Francis steps aside without a word as I head back into the club. Paige is still there, flanked by two of her muscle. One of them is her brother. His hand has healed nicely since the last time we crossed paths. I can't shoot you, I tell her, smiling. Relief flickers in her eyes. But I can shoot them. I pull the trigger. Her cousin drops instantly. Somewhere behind me, Roberto swears. Kier, what are you doing? Paige screams. Word of advice. I turn the gun toward her brother. His eyes are wide and I see the memory flash across his face. Me finding Sailor broken, his filthy hand on her shoulder. Never speak ill of my daughter again. Paige glances at her brother, then back at me. That child isn't a boy, she says coldly. I glance at Roberto. How'd Sailor do today? She was solid, he says. You'd take orders from a woman? I ask him, and Jimmy and Francis. Roberto nods. Jimmy too. Francis looks at Paige before muttering, "Just not her." "Ren is my next heir," I state. Paige lets out a sharp scream. Before I think, I fire. Her brother collapses. "Seems your mouth keeps getting your family killed. Soon, you'll have no one." I turn and walk out. "Kier!" I keep moving. Her footsteps chase me. "You can't do this!" She yanks at the back of my jacket, forcing me to face her. "I love you." I let out a long breath, tired of the same routine. My hand lifts to her face, brushing her cheek. "You're beautiful." Her lips curl into a smile at the words, unbothered by the fresh blood on the floor just steps away. "But you need help," I continue quietly. "The kind I can't give you." "She doesn't love you like I do," she shouts. And that's fine. I love her enough for both of us. I see the shift in her expression, desperation twisting her features. She'd do anything to have me, be anything I wanted. She's exactly the kind of partner most in my position would want. But I'm not after perfection. I'm after something only I can claim. A woman I should have killed, but couldn't. I'll kill her, Kier. I'll ruin her. With what family, Paige? You've got no one left. Everyone you relied on is gone. By my hand. Those you thought were loyal? They're mine now. You mean nothing to me. But I do. I was going to tell you tonight. Her lips curve upward. It's a boy. Your son will be perfect. Her smile is radiant, sinister, dangerous. Just like me.
Chapter 10. Sailor. When I step inside, Ren is curled up and fast asleep on Kier's mother's chest. She greets me with a smile, but it fades quickly when she notices my puffy eyes. I'm guessing my son tracked you down. I nod, closing the door behind me before moving closer. How was she? Her expression softens. She's an absolute joy, so content, so full of little giggles. I can't get enough of her. Truth be told, I secretly wished for a girl back then, but I was relieved when I had boys. She pauses, a knowing sigh escaping. For obvious reasons? I hum quietly, heading for the fridge and pulling out a bottle of wine. I know you probably believe he won't love her the way he'd love a son, she continues. I glance over bottle in hand. She's still holding Ren like she's precious cargo. Once I might have agreed, but I've seen how he looks at her. How he is with her. And trust me, sailor, my son adores this little girl. So much so, I doubt anyone could compare. She disappears toward Ren's room. I stare at the bottle, then at the glass on the counter, and decide the glass is unnecessary. I take a long drink straight from the bottle. Moments later, the front door opens. Kier strolls in looking like he just stepped out of a magazine shoot. For a moment, I think about throwing the bottle at him, but that would be a waste of good wine. I'd rather drink it all myself. "Good, you're back," his mother says warmly, kissing his cheek before grabbing her jacket. She gives me the same farewell, this time with a smile. "I'll see you this week, sailor. I'll call first." I nod, faintly surprised she's showing me respect now. On her way out, she grips her son's shoulder. "Walk me to the car. Kier meets my eyes, but I look away, raising the bottle for another drink. I hear the door close and head toward Ren's room. Was following him here a mistake? Probably, but did I really have a choice? I stand by Ren's crib, watching her sleep, feeling the tight coil inside me loosen just knowing she's safe. But for how long in this world of his? Some of this mess is on me? I slept with the most dangerous man I've ever known, welcomed him willingly. And why, of all things, did it have to be that good? I can't be angry at the outcome. I never thought I could have a child. I'd tried for years with Dylan. When Ren came along, it felt unreal. After so many heartbreaks, here she was. And for that, I'm grateful. Even to him. But the situation? That's a different story. I kiss Ren's forehead and switch off the light. When I turn, I nearly collide with him. Kier stands in the doorway, hands in his pockets, eyes locked on me. We should talk. I nod and try to slip past him, but he doesn't move. My chest brushes his as I push through, and I catch that slight darkening in his eyes. Stop looking at me like that. How am I looking at you? You know, tell me, like you want me. That's because I do, he says without hesitation. You have a fiancé. And you had a husband. His tone is sharp. But we both know I don't feel for her what I feel for you. He grabs my hand and places it over him, and the heat through his trousers is undeniable. I pull back quickly and cross to the couch, trying to create space. I set the wine down. Any more, and I might do something I'll regret, even if every nerve in my body is screaming for him. I'll stay so you can sleep, he says, sitting beside me. His presence swallows my air. You should go. I don't have the energy for you tonight, I whisper. His fingers lift my chin, trailing down to my shoulder. I'll leave, but first... His lips graze my neck, and I hate that I inhale sharply, that my body responds before my brain can protest. His eyes catch mine, dark and deliberate. Just a taste. He tilts my face toward his and kisses me. I tell myself that's all it will be, but when his hand pulls me closer, I let him. My moan betrays me as he deepens the kiss. Somehow, a pillow is under my hips, my shirt is partly undone, and he's still fully dressed. His hand slips into my trousers, finding exactly where I'm aching. His mouth moves to my chest, and despite myself, I arch toward him. A voice in my head says stop. My body ignores it. When he pulls my trousers off entirely, I kick them away without thinking. Then I make the mistake of meeting his gaze. Do you touch her like this? I ask, my voice low. His expression shifts. Lollipop. There it is, back to that name. I pull my shirt over my chest and stand. Time for you to leave. He catches my wrist, hands sliding between my legs again, pressing inside as he murmurs against my ear, let me finish this. My pulse hammers. My body wants to give in, but my mind fights back. Do you do this to her too? The question comes out like venom. I grab his wrist, pulling his hand away. He doesn't resist. Instead, he licks his fingers, and my traitorous body reacts again. I think you should go, I say firmly. You might be right. He adjusts himself, smirking. I'll see you soon, Lollipop. You're my favorite flavor. Just not your only one, I shoot back, turning away. When I hear the door click shut, I exhale. I check on Ren, still peacefully asleep, before going to my own room. And there, alone, I finish what he almost started. Why can't I stay away? I managed for a while, but deep down, I always knew he'd come back. And maybe, if I'm honest, I wanted him to. That's the part I hate most.
Chapter 11. Kier. What's your plan? Roberto asks as the door swings open and Joey strolls in. Without a word, he heads for my liquor cabinet, pours himself a drink, and joins us. Plan for what? I ask. Paige, Roberto says plainly. What are you going to do about her? Francis stays quiet, eyes steady. I glance his way. You tell me, Francis. She's your cousin. What do you think? Roberto cuts in. Do you believe what she's saying? I fix my gaze on Francis, waiting. In this business, blood matters, but loyalty matters more. Francis has chosen me over family before, and that counts for something. She's unstable. We all know that, Francis answers, Joey giving a small nod. But if she's telling the truth about having a boy, that changes things. I run a hand over my face. A boy? Joey asks, clearly out of the loop. Roberto fills him in quickly. When he's done, Joey shakes his head. You sure she's not making it up? Where's the proof? Ultrasounds tomorrow, I tell him. We'll know for certain. She's lying, Joey says flatly. We'll find out soon enough. Joey leans back. And Roark? Any updates? I haven't given him much intel. He's been tied up keeping an eye on Sailor. Before I answer, Jimmy walks in holding something limp and lifeless, Paige's pet snake. Joey frowns. He's killing animals now? That's low. He's keeping out of sight, Roberto says with a smirk. But he's getting restless. His supply keeps disappearing. Joey tilts his head knowingly. And that wouldn't have anything to do with you? Roberto grins but says nothing. He's careful, Roberto adds. Moves product through 3 different hands before it hits the street. By the time it's there, no one can trace it back to him. He'll get sloppy. He likes the attention too much, Joey replies. It's why he wanted us gone. Francis looks to me. What's your move with him, boss? I glance at the snake. Might give him the same treatment he gave that. Joey smirks. I like the sound of that. The front door opens again. My mother steps inside. Rare for her to show up unannounced. She crosses to Joey, kisses the top of his head. Missed you, baby. She's never treated me differently, despite knowing exactly what I am. We don't talk business around her, but she knows enough. Our father kept her on a short leash, and sometimes used his hands in ways we hated. But she always says the only good he ever gave her was us. I brought breakfast, she says, pulling out a bag of her cookies. Joey's already grabbing one before they hit the counter. Thanks, Mama, Joey says with a grin. She glances at me, then back at Joey. What's your take on Sailor? Don't mind what Kier thinks. Just tell me. Joey hesitates. I shrug. Go ahead. Speak. Will you kill me if I'm honest? He asks. Not today. He exhales. She's your kryptonite. I raise an eyebrow. Meaning? She should be gone. You've never had a problem pulling the trigger before, but instead, you shot her husband and had me keep watch on her for months. Now she's the mother of your child, and she's got more influence over you than she realizes. She has no control over me, I say, and both he and my mother give me a look. I heard about yesterday, Joey says around a mouthful of cookie. Why not hand me the keys for a day? Not happening. See? What did it take for her to get them? She didn't take anything. I let her see for herself. It's a man's job. But you've already said Ren will inherit everything, Joey presses. My fist hits the counter hard. My mother flinches. Joey doesn't. I trust my loyal men, not gossip. Roberto walks in, greets my mother, and swipes a cookie. Why so quiet? How'd Sailor handle things yesterday? I ask. She was solid, Roberto says, until Paige started in on her, calling Ren names. That's when she lost her cool. My mother's lips tighten. That's your answer, I say to Joey. Any more questions? 2. Did you know Paige is downstairs waiting for you? And did you know Sailor's on her way here? Damn. I'm already moving. On my phone, I see Sailor's text, asking if I can watch Ren while she has a doctor's appointment. Let me come, my mother says as she steps into the elevator with me. I didn't think much of her at first, she admits, but I see her now. I like her. She's not like the others. She's a good mother. I don't disagree. If only it were as easy as telling her she's mine. But in this world, nothing's that simple.
Chapter 12. Sailor. Kier never replied to my message, but since he doesn't live far, I'm hoping it's just because he's still asleep. Ren is happily occupied with the new toy I bought her, sitting in her stroller and giggling softly. Last night, I went to bed with one thought running through my head. the way his hands felt on me, the way his eyes locked onto mine like no one else in the world existed. But that's a lie. Other people exist. And I'm living in the middle of that lie. I look down at my daughter and think about how she looks at her father, how her whole face lights up. I can't take that away from her, no matter what. That wouldn't be fair to Ren. Kier has never hurt me physically. Sure, he plays with my emotions, but who doesn't in some way? As I push through the lobby doors, a voice cuts through the air. You have got to be kidding me. Paige. She's standing there, arms crossed, her eyes sliding to Ren before her nose wrinkles in distaste. With that, patience is something I have, but not with her. I turn the stroller so Ren can't see her and step forward until we're face to face, keeping my voice even. Kier doesn't love you, Paige. How deep in denial are you? She tosses her hair over one shoulder. You wouldn't know. We're happy. She flashes the ring on her finger like it's proof. See this? It means he loves me. Where's yours? I wouldn't accept one even if he tried. I'm not desperate. I move toward the elevator, hearing her footsteps behind me. Where do you think you're going? She calls. My daughter's going to see her father. You're not allowed upstairs. That's when I realize she's stuck waiting in the lobby. The smile that spreads across my face is genuine this time. You aren't allowed up? Wow, that's true love if I've ever seen it. I hit the elevator button. Did you know I'm allowed? Her cheeks flush and she steps closer, hissing. I keep my word, trash. I will kill you. The elevator doors slide open, revealing Kier and his mother. His mother's face hardens as she stares directly at Paige. Mrs. Rossi, so good to see you, Paige says quickly. Why are you here? His mother asks flatly, glancing from her to me. Kier's eyes are on me now, sharp and unblinking. Sailor. I nod toward him. Kier. My focus shifts to Ren. I need you to watch my daughter so I can go to the doctor. Why are you going to the doctor? And she's our daughter, he corrects. I need birth control. His voice drops into a growl. You planning on being with other men? No hesitation, no shame. He says it in front of everyone, including his mother. As long as you're not one of them, that's all that matters. I pull the bag from my shoulder and hand it to him. Paige scoffs, as if he'd touch you. I meet her gaze. He did, last night in fact. I had to kick him out. Her eyes fly to Kier. When he doesn't deny it, her face darkens, fists clenching at her sides. You slept with her, she spits. His mother cuts in smoothly. I'll take Ren upstairs. Good seeing you again, sailor. She steps back into the elevator, leaving the chaos behind. Have fun, you two, I say lightly before walking off. Jealousy stirs in my chest despite myself, but it's normal, right? Kier's voice chases me as I step outside. No birth control, he says sharply. Take that bag to our daughter, I say without looking back. Let me come with you. No, I shake my head. I'm an adult. I don't need you tagging along. That may be true. I still want to. I glance past him. Paige is still in the lobby, watching us like a hawk. Go back to your fiancé, I tell him. The only thing we need to talk about is Ren. I turn to leave, but his hand catches my arm. He steps in close until our bodies touch, and his eyes lock on mine. For a second, I want to run my fingers through his hair and pull him closer, but I don't. Please, he says softly, let me come. I'll call when I'm heading back, I reply, pulling away and getting into the nearest cab without another glance. When I return later, the door's unlocked. Inside, I find him asleep on the couch with Ren curled on his chest, both breathing deeply. I move to lift her, but his hand catches mine, eyes still half closed. She just settled. Let her be. I step back, scanning the room. Which house do you stay in most? This is my winter place, he says, adjusting but keeping Ren close. The one you were at before is my summer house. He glances at me. I've set up a room for her there. Come next weekend. It's supposed to be warm. What about your fiancé? She's not invited. Then why marry her? Don't tell me it's just a contract. I slept with her once, haven't touched her in months. I don't see her like I see you. Stop right there, I say quickly. I will never be the other woman. What happened the other night? A mistake. He leans back. If I break the contract, she can take my fortune, and she can kill my brother. My jaw drops. Who writes that into a contract? My father. He knew I'd follow it if Joey's life was tied to it. Then marry her, I say flatly. Or kill her, he answers with a dark smirk. I'm sure that's in the contract too. It is. Why have the contract at all, I ask. It's how our families keep power. Bloodlines, alliances. Paige's father saved my father's life more than once. In return, our families are bound. That's a miserable way to live, I say, lifting Ren gently from his chest. You, my sweet lollipop, are one of a kind. In another life. His voice trails off as he walks to the kitchen and pours a drink, shoulders tense, eyes down. We'll come for the weekend, I say finally, but I'm not sharing a room with you. If you say so. He tells me his driver's waiting. I step into the elevator, glancing back one last time. Maybe being him isn't power. Maybe it's a prison you can't escape.
Chapter 13. Kier. She's here again. Does she ever go away? If Paige had killed my family, I wouldn't be able to look her in the eye. Yet here we are, face to face like this is some ordinary day, like anything about our situation could ever be normal. I want you to stop seeing her, Paige demands, stepping into my apartment like she owns the place. How she even got past security is beyond me. They all know she's not welcome here. Maybe it's time I start locking my damn door. She stands there, hands planted on her hips, wearing an expression so serious it's almost laughable. Do you honestly think you can walk in here and tell me what to do? If you want to see your son, you'll do exactly as I say. I tilt my head back and laugh. I've never questioned why she's kept me out of every doctor's appointment. One day she just appeared, announcing she was pregnant and needed a ring, because according to outdated family law, no child can be born without their parents sharing the same last name. I'm tired of these old rules. I'm tired of contracts. I'm tired of her. Sleeping with Paige was a mistake, and I've known it from the start. I came back from witnessing the most incredible thing, the birth of my daughter, intending to stay for only a few months before bringing her home. But then I messed up. 2 months later, drunk and thinking about someone else, I ended up in Paige's bed for the first and last time. Right before I was ready to leave, she showed up with a pregnancy test and an ultimatum. I had no intention of marrying her, contract or not. If anyone wanted to challenge me over it, they could pay with their life. But babies complicate things. And I knew Sailor would never forgive it. I'd ruined everything. Sure, we weren't together at the time, but that wouldn't have mattered to her. And it mattered to me. I hadn't touched another woman since she walked away. I'd tried, but no one came close. Paige just happened to be there when I was drunk, angry, and desperate for the only person I really wanted. I'm pretty sure I even called her lollipop in the middle of it. But Paige is nothing like my lollipop, not even close. Her latest words hit me hard, and I fight the urge to wrap my hands around her throat. Who does she think she is? Threatening me. We have an appointment to see your son today. Or are you going to cancel on me again like last time? She snaps. And by the way, your men are useless. I found a dead rat at my door this morning. Aren't they supposed to be protecting me? Stop leaving the house when you're told not to, I bark back. I'm not living like a prisoner. And why does he even want me scared? My eyes drop to the ring on her finger. I know exactly why. Roark likes to go after the people close to you before making his move. It's his signature. With anyone else, it wouldn't work. He knows messing with me directly would get him killed. But he's stupid enough to think that hurting Paige will rattle me. It doesn't. Still, if there's even a chance she's carrying my child, and I still have my doubts, then no one touches what's mine. Can I move in here? She asks, scanning the apartment. That's not happening, I say flatly, grabbing my jacket and heading for the elevator. She must have slipped past security. No one else would be foolish enough to bring her up here. She huffs, And unlike Sailor, there's nothing remotely endearing about it. Everything Paige does grates on me. Even when we were younger and she'd visit with her father, I kept my distance. Roberto used to have a crush on her. We never let him live that down. Truth be told, I barely remember sleeping with Paige. I was so drunk that the only clear image I have is pushing her hands off me, until she kept coming back and I stopped caring. It would be for the best, she says, stroking her stomach. No. Don't you care? What if something happens to us? Her voice climbs into a pitch that makes me want to grind my teeth. You're not unprotected. Stop pretending you're some helpless victim. We get into the car. She crosses her legs, inching closer, her hand sliding onto my shoulder. We could do it right here, she whispers, letting her fingers trail down my chest. I catch her hand before she gets any further. Not happening. When I picture what I want, it isn't Paige's face I see. It's a small, inked brunette with wide, stubborn eyes that burn when she's angry. Paige is Paige, needy, pathetic, and not what I want. I'd let you call me that name again, lollipop, she says. That word, hers now apparently, slipped from my mouth the night I was too far gone to know better. I don't tell her it's not hers to claim. That name belongs to someone else entirely. She turns away when I don't answer, silent for the rest of the ride. I work on my phone until we pull up outside the clinic. She slips her hand into mine as we step out, but I pull away. We're about to see our baby, Kier. You could at least act like you care. She pouts. I'm here, aren't I? I hold the door open, letting her go in first. She checks us in, and we wait until the doctor calls us back. She lies back on the exam bed, lifting her shirt as the ultrasound begins. The doctor asks questions. She answers. I can't help wondering, did Sailor go through all of this alone? Of course she did. And I hate knowing it. I hate that I wasn't there. It's my fault. I stayed away on purpose. I thought I was doing the right thing. I wasn't. From the moment I first saw her in that club, I wanted her. And nothing about that has changed. It's a boy, the doctor says, pointing to the screen. See here? We both look. Paige turns to me, smiling like she's won. Told you. Aren't you excited? I force a small smile, leaning back in my chair. The doctor keeps talking, but I've stopped listening. My mind is already racing through plans. How? When? I glance at Paige again. She's still watching me, that same hopeful look in her eyes. But for Sailor and me, there's no hope left. I killed it myself with my mistakes. And really, why would someone like her want me? I did kill her husband, after all. And the worst part? I'd do it again without hesitation, if it meant she'd still be in my life.
Chapter 14. Sailor. Kier has been distant all week. I've only crossed paths with him twice, and now Ren and I are heading to his other house for the weekend. Our bags are lined up by the door when he arrives, looking as dangerously handsome as ever. But there's a weariness in his eyes. She'll need a few things, I tell him, nodding toward the pile of her portable crib, stroller, and other essentials. She already has a crib there, he replies, glancing over the items. Oh. That catches me off guard. And clothes, he adds, eyeing the bag before looking back at me. Do you really need all of this? Yes, but we can skip the bed. He grabs 2 bags while I strap Ren into her stroller, handing her a fruit stick that makes her clap in delight. By the time I turn around, he's already heading for the door. What's wrong? I ask, but he doesn't answer, just disappears into the elevator. He's back a minute later. Paige is in the car waiting for us. I blink at him. I'm sorry, what? Surely I misheard. You didn't just say, she'll be on her best behavior. I doubt that very much, and while part of me wants to stay here and let you take Ren, I wouldn't trust that woman anywhere near my baby. Everything in me says not to go. I know better than to walk into this willingly. Please come. The whole family wants to meet Ren. They've been waiting for this. If she so much as starts anything, you'll shoot her, I warn. You had no problem shooting my husband, so I'm sure you won't hesitate with her. He ignores the jab, grabs the last bag, and waits for me in the elevator. The ride down is silent. When we reach the lobby, Paige is in his car, smiling like a cat with cream. Behind them, Roberto and Joey wait in a second car. I'm riding with them, I tell Kier, steering the stroller away. Number with me, he says, touching my arm. Not happening. I'd prefer to avoid her if possible. Joey steps out and I lift Ren from her stroller, handing her over. He takes her, looking a little uneasy. She's your niece. Hold her properly, I say, adjusting his grip until Ren smiles up at him. I'll ride with you, Kier says, right behind me now. I turn and see how close he's gotten. My hand lands on his chest as I glance over his shoulder, catching Paige watching us like a hawk. Your fiancé is waiting, and it's Ren's nap time. I'd like to read on the way. In silence, I add pointedly. Roberto already has the car seat set. I buckle Ren in, close the door, and find all three men staring at me. I flash them a quick smile. Let's go. This mom wants to swim. City life has its perks, but an ocean view pool isn't one of them. I slide into the car and we follow behind Kier's vehicle. I keep my word and read the entire drive. When we arrive, Joey helps me unload while Paige stays glued to Kier's side. Ren stirs awake, ready for a diaper change and bottle. Kier walks over, Paige's heels clicking close behind. Can someone show me the room, I ask? You know where it is, Kier says, his eyes on me. I'll be wherever Ren's room is, I reply with a smile, heading inside. It's been a while since I've been here. This house once felt like a cage, but it also forced me to see truths I hadn't before. That my late husband was a controlling, selfish man. That the mafia boss who held me here had his hands on my heart, and I wanted him to keep them there. You really do enjoy making him restless, Joey murmurs behind me, carrying bags. We pass Kier's bedroom, the same room where Ren was conceived. I glance inside. Not much has changed except for a vase of flowers where I used to sit. Shaking my head, I move on to the next room and smile. It's the prettiest little girl's room I've ever seen. Look, Ren, isn't it beautiful? Joey sets her bags down while I place her on the floor among a pile of toys. She goes for them immediately. I prep a bottle and grab a diaper. Watch her while I heat this. He nods and steps closer. You can get on the floor with her. She won't bite, I tease as I head to the kitchen. While the bottle warms, voices drift toward me. You want me? I'm your fiancé. Don't forget that, Paige says. My spine goes rigid. I'm working. Go away, Kier's voice comes back, clipped and cold. We could have some fun. That big shower of yours? Get off me, for hell's sake, Paige. She doesn't want you, but I do. I grab the bottle and take the long way back to avoid them. When I return, Joey's handing Ren a doll and Paige is perched on the couch watching. Her eyes narrow as I enter. I scoop up Ren and leave without a word. You don't want to be near me, she calls after me. You'll need to get used to me. I'm marrying her father. Her gaze drops to Ren. Maybe we'll raise her together. My blood goes cold. No one will take my child. Get away from me, I grit out. Ren drinks her bottle, blissfully unaware. Why so hostile when I'm just trying to be nice, Paige says, though her voice turns sharp. You're like a scorpion, pretty from a distance, poisonous up close. Her eyes harden and I notice Kier standing behind me. Keep your fiancé away from me, I tell him, and out of Ren's room. Paige smiles at him sweetly, but he doesn't return it. Go find something to do, Paige, he says. She growls low in her throat before stomping off. I know I'm not a threat to you, I say, meeting his gaze. But if you ever try to take my daughter, I'll make sure you regret it with every dying breath. That escalated quickly, he says, sitting where Paige was. Gotta keep you on your toes. My smile is forced. I'm still simmering, but he gives me one in return, one that feels real for the first time in days. Why are we here, Kier? I need you safe. This is the best place for that. You didn't care months ago. That's not true, he snaps. I raised her alone. Where were you? I had Joey watching over you. That's not the same, and you know it. I thought staying away would make me stop wanting you. Or her. His eyes soften as they land on Ren. But I want her with every part of me, and I want you even more. I shake my head. He stands, closing the space between us. I want you, Sailor, more than anything. He takes my hand and presses it to the hard length in his pants. My breath catches. Tell me you want me too. You have a fiancé. This can't happen. But it will. His mouth grazes my cheek, his nose brushing along my skin before finding my lips. Paige's voice slices through the air. Enough. Kier doesn't move. I push at his chest. Get off me, Kier. He finally stands, adjusting himself before glaring at her. What do you want?
Chapter 15. Kier. Paige stares at me like she didn't just barge in and cut off something important. I tilt my head slightly, waiting for her answer. What, Doctor? You want? I repeat slowly. Her gaze flickers to Sailor like she's nothing more than a nuisance. Ren lets out a soft sound from the floor, and Sailor moves to pick her up. But Paige beats her to it. I feel the tension roll off Sailor as she raises her hands toward Ren. Give her to me, Sailor says firmly. Paige studies Ren a moment before glancing at me. She doesn't even look like you. How do you know she's yours? Sailor wastes no time stepping forward and lifting Ren from Paige's arms. Thankfully, Paige releases her without protest. I'm starving. Dinner ready yet? Joey strolls in, rubbing his stomach. He slows when Sailor brushes past, giving him a shove on the way. He frowns, watching her go. What's her problem? I'd like to know who's causing it too, Paige mutters just as the doorbell rings. Joey claps his hands. The boys are here, he says before disappearing. I turn back to Paige, closing the distance between us. You don't actually want her, she says casually. It's just a phase. She'll be gone, and I'll still be here. When will you see that? She reaches up to brush her fingers against my cheek. I catch her hand and hold it still, half tempted to crush it. But I stop myself. It's not you I want, Paige. It's her. Always her, I say, my voice low. A whistle cuts through the tension. We both turn to see Lucas and Joey standing there. My cousin gives Paige a once-over before looking at me. Nice to see you again, he says. I nod in return. Brought company. I glance past him. 2 women are lingering in the doorway. They give a little wave. I give nothing back. I told you not to bring anyone, I remind him. He exhales dramatically and turns to the women. Go to the hotel. I'll be with you both later. They giggle and leave. Lucas has particular tastes, the kind that sometimes go too far. Too far meaning we've had to clean up more than one mess. What's she doing here? Lucas nods toward Paige. That's when Sailor walks in, Ren nowhere in sight. She lights up when she sees Lucas, which catches me off guard. No one smiles at Lucas. How's the musk going? He asks her. She chuckles. Changed a bit. More earthy now, she teases. That actually gets him to smile. You staying for dinner? She asks. He nods, offering his arm. She takes it, and they head toward the dining room together. Where's Ren? I ask. Asleep, she says, still holding on to Lucas. Paige's hand touches my arm. Kier, just try with me. We could make this work. I ignore her and follow Sailor. She's seated between Joey and Lucas when I enter, right where I told her not to sit. She ignored me, as always. It's infuriating, and somehow I like it. Lucas pours her more wine, and she leans in to tell him something. He says something back, and she tips her head back, laughing. Her neck is golden from the sun, and I remember the taste of her skin. Maybe I'm obsessed. Maybe I just need to sleep with her once more to get it out of my head. There can't be another reason, can there? Everyone notices her now. She draws attention without trying. She's nothing like the quiet, cautious woman from our first dinner together. Now she's open, unguarded, and it makes me want to rip Lucas's arm off for being the one beside her. Paige slides into the chair next to me, her fingers brushing mine. I glance her way. She smiles sweetly. "Congrats are in order," Lucas says, nodding at Paige and me. Paige lifts her hand to flash the ring. Across the table, Sailor downs her wine. "Yes, we can't wait," Paige says. "Just need to set the date." "I wasn't talking about that," Lucas replies. His attention shifts to Sailor. "The baby." Sailor freezes mid-sip. She coughs, pulling the glass away. Lucas pats her back. "You didn't know?" he asks, then looks at me with a grin that makes me want to smash his face into the table. "Since you're done with her, maybe you wouldn't mind sharing." His eyes stay on Sailor. I'm on him before he even realizes I've moved. My chair crashes to the floor. I yank his chair away from the table, sending him down hard. One hand is on his throat, my knee pinning him, the other holding my gun. "What did you just say?" I snarl. Lucas only laughs, which is exactly what he does when he's trying to get under my skin. I loosen my grip. He glances past me. "Looks like your fiancé doesn't want you. How about we—" His gaze shifts to Paige, then back to Sailor. "Sorry, love. It's not you. It's him." I punch him in the face before getting off him and holstering my gun. "Why do you even care about her?" Paige's voice rises and she points at Sailor. Sailor doesn't react. She just stares at her wine. "She's trash," Paige spits. "I come from a good family, a good name. Our son—" She rests her hand on her belly. Sailor coughs again, setting her wine down. "We'll have everything. He'll be the next you. Aren't you excited about that?" The table stays silent. Only Lucas dares to make a sound.
Chapter 16. Sailor. "It's not him, it's you," Lucas says to Paige as he gets up from the floor. I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything that just went down. I push back my chair and stand. Lucas leans in close and murmurs, "Want to slip out of here?" I shake my head and move away from all of them. Dinner was pleasant until it wasn't. "See?" She runs. "She doesn't want anything to do with you," Paige says with a smug tone before snapping. "And here I am, willing to give you everything." "Take your hand off me, Paige," I hear Kier say, his voice edged with warning as their voices fade behind me. A baby. I wonder if Kier ever planned to tell me or if he thought he could keep that little fact hidden. He had to know I was in the dark. Of course, I knew about the ring. Paige made sure of that. But not once did she mention she was When I reach Ren's room, I find her sleeping peacefully. I'm grateful she sleeps through the night now. Those early months were brutal. Every 2 hours like clockwork. No help, just me, barely able to function but still caring for her. I'd been so close to calling Kier, ready to unload my anger, but I chose to keep going. I wanted to face him with a clear head when the time came, like footsteps approach his. I don't know how I know, but I do. I close the door behind me, lock it, then slide down to the floor, my back against it. "Sailor?" His tone isn't sharp, it's gentle. Kier doesn't do gentle. "Forget it, Kier. I tried, I could have ignored her, but you keep showing me she matters more to you than I do." From the hallway, Paige mutters something under her breath as I check on Ren. She sleeps on, oblivious to the chaos. How could you? Paige's voice rises. I open the door and both their eyes snap to me. You! Paige charges forward, but Kier catches her and shoves her back. Don't, he warns. My child is asleep in here. Take this somewhere else, I tell them firmly. How does it feel? Paige tilts her head, smirking. I have no idea what you mean. To have my leftovers, she sneers, then turns to Kier. You disgust me. I laugh because the alternative is to let her see me rattle. Stop laughing, you! She spits out an insult, her voice breaking into a scream. You ruined us! I didn't ruin anything. You two managed that all on your own. If anything, you dragged me into your mess and destroyed my life in the process. I did kidnap you and kill your husband, Kier says plainly, his dark eyes locked on me, and I'd do it again. Paige lets out a growl of frustration and storms off. Kier stays, eyes fixed on me. Stay with me tonight. I gape at him. Are you serious? Go after your fiancé and your other baby's mother. I don't even remember sleeping with her, he says. Her hands were on me and I thought it was you. I shake my head. That's pathetic. I'm not making excuses. I'm telling you it happened once and I haven't wanted anyone else since. Except the woman wearing your ring, I snap. I've been with other men since you. His jaw tightens. You're lying. And you'd know how? Because he steps closer, tipping my chin up until I meet his gaze. These eyes only see me. He presses a kiss to my cheek and walks away. She's gone, I hear Joey tell him a little later. What do you mean? Kier asks, glancing at his phone. No one's seen her since last night. Lucas says he saw a cab leaving. Kier's gaze finds mine across the room. We can talk later, he tells Joey. Want to go down to the beach? We spend the day there. Food, drinks, swimming. Sure, I say, walking closer. I missed you last night, he says, standing close but not touching me. How's your fiancé? My tone drips with sarcasm. Gone, he says simply, eyes scanning me in a way that feels far too intimate. Shouldn't you be chasing her? I'd rather chase you, he says with a smirk. I'm not sleeping with you while she's still part of the picture. It's not my ring on her finger, he says. Joey bought it. I never proposed. It was arranged. I blink. You didn't even ask her? Their entire relationship is a mess. He takes what he wants when he wants. I gave him too much already, more than he ever deserved. And yet, the truth is, I might love this dangerous man. That's the scariest part. I'm not her, I say firmly. You don't get to pick me up and drop me whenever you feel like it. I thought I was doing the right thing letting you go. I shouldn't have wanted you. It was wrong. I should have killed you. Killing isn't always the answer, I tell him quietly. Maybe she is right for you. You come from the same world. I don't. She wouldn't flinch at the blood. I would. I rest my hand on his arm. I'd hate to hate you. I want us to be friends. For Ren's sake, you'll have a son soon too. He shakes his head and leaves without another word. I've never seen him so lost, Lucas says from the wall nearby. Jealous of him? I ask. I used to be, even thought of killing him, Lucas says casually, but here's the difference. Kier is cold, calculated, I'm deceitful and backstabbing. They'd follow him out of loyalty and fear. Me? Just fear. He nods toward Ren. I heard he's considering leaving it all to her, even with a son coming. I stare at him. What? His grandfather left his legacy to a daughter. Kier's father killed her. That's the kind of man who raised him. Lucas studies Ren. He's not doing it for her. He's doing it for you. If it were me, I'd have ended you when you were pregnant. Less trouble. He laughs and walks off. I gather Ren, dress her in swimwear, and pack her bag. Kier can let his son inherit. Ren will have the choice when she's ready. No one will force it on her the way it was forced on him.
Chapter 17. Kier. I've been watching her all afternoon, laughing, playing in the water, her joy impossible not to catch. Just go down there, Joey says from beside me. No. Do it. He nudges me. Ren would probably love it. I don't usually swim when we come here. For me, this place is about peace. The ocean's rhythm eases my mind in a way the city never can. The city sharpens me. The water calms me. And you know if you don't make a move soon, you're going to end up just like our father. Joey's words hit, and I bite my lower lip before standing, peeling my shirt off, and walking down toward Sailor. She's building a sandcastle while Ren sits on a towel, watching. Hi, she says, lifting Ren and setting her in my lap before leaning back, covering her eyes with her arm. I take the chance to look at her. New marks on her skin, curves more pronounced, and that swimsuit. It shows off more than it hides. I can feel you staring, Kier, she says, lowering her arm to glance at me. It's like you're trying to burn through me. Boss! Roberto's voice cuts in. What is it? My tone is already edged with irritation. Paige is missing. She left yesterday, probably cooling off somewhere. Roberto shifts uneasily. Yeah, I thought that too, but her phone and all her stuff are still at her place. That's strange. Paige doesn't go anywhere without her things. Who'd bother taking her? They just want a refund, Sailor says with a quick laugh, and I can't help the smirk that tugs at my mouth. You've got some nerve, Roberto snaps. Sailor's face softens. Sorry. I do hope she's okay. She sounds sincere. Maybe. Post someone at her place. If she's not back tomorrow, we'll deal with it. And Roberto. He turns back as he's walking away. Speak to Sailor like that again, and I'll take your left hand. He nods and leaves. Don't do that, Sailor says. Do what? Threaten to hurt people just because you don't like how they speak to me. Before I can answer, Lucas drops down beside her, brushing his shoulder against hers. Time for you to get in the water. No thanks. I hate sand in places it doesn't belong, she says, brushing it from her legs. That's the fun part. He scoops her up before I can react, throwing her over his shoulder and sprinting toward the surf while she laughs. Last time I carried her like that, she screamed, definitely not with joy. Maybe I should fix that. Didn't know Lucas had a human side, Joey says, settling next to me. Take her. I hand Ren over. Again? He groans, but takes her. She's your niece. Shut up, he mutters, settling her on his lap. I head to the water. Lucas grins at me before backing away, leaving Sailor alone with me. When's the last time you went swimming? I ask, remembering how much she loves it. Last time I was here, she says, her voice distant. Why am I here, Kier? I tread water closer to her. Because I want you here. It feels like a game. Pull me in. Push me away. I've always wanted you, I tell her, and it's the truth. I slide my hands beneath the surface, pulling her to me. Her legs wrap around my waist like it's the most natural thing in the world. You're having a baby with someone else. I am. No point denying it. And you're engaged to her. I am. But I'll end it. You've seen she doesn't even want me. She brushes hair from my face, and I lean into her touch. Around her, I feel untouchable, like nothing can knock me down. She still wants you, Kier. Until that's over, I won't sleep with you. She starts to pull away, but I hold her there. I don't want you as the other woman. I want you, only you. You just want me to... She smirks. I'd rather taste you, I say low. I've missed that. Her teeth catch her lip before she slips from my arms. Sort things out with your fiancé, she calls, heading back to the sand. I stay in the water because walking out right now would make things obvious. Later, when the house is quiet, I can't stop pacing. My life's been set in stone for so long, Stepping off the path feels dangerous, but I'm falling for her, and that's a risk I can't ignore. A knock sounds at the front door. It's late. I open it to find a man holding a bag. Delivery for Kier. Who orders food this late? And why deliver at this hour? Look, are you Kier or not? I've got other stops. Yeah, hand it over. I reach for the bag, but instead of food, I see the glint of a gun. He's dressed all in black, no delivery uniform. His hand moves fast, but mine is faster. The gun goes off, the bullet smacking into the security screen. He bolts. I'm on him before he can reach his bike, tackling him to the ground. He lands a punch, but it's not enough. I pin him, land a solid hit, and he goes out cold. What the hell? Joey steps out in shorts. You shooting delivery guys now? Did he at least bring pizza? Get over here and help me. Looks like you've got it handled, he says with a shrug. I grit my teeth. He finally comes over, throws in a punch of his own. What? You did it. Why can't I? We drag the guy inside just as a car pulls up. A woman steps out. Black hair, black boots, all confidence. Hey boys, she greets with a smile. Joey groans. I just shake my head. What do you want, Piper? First, what's with the delivery driver? She scans the room. Your brother's inside. Go bother him, Joey says, as we dump the man on the floor. I'm hurt you don't invite me to your little parties anymore, she says. Why are you here this late? Flew in from Italy, came to see family. Thought I'd drop in. Paige is making waves online about you. What? You never check Instagram, do you? That's right, you have people for that. She rolls her eyes. You've got over 1 million followers now. Apparently being an unattached boss makes half the female population interested. She's not wrong. I don't run my own accounts anymore. Too much noise. Still, it's useful for the business. Where's Philip? I need my bags. He's not your servant. Get them yourself. She rolls her eyes and walks out. Great. She's here, Roberto mutters when he spots her. I might have laughed, but the man on the floor groans, waking up.
Chapter 18. Sailor. The first thing I notice when I wake is noise, shouting, voices overlapping. My head's still foggy, but the chaos outside is impossible to miss. I check on Ren, relieved to see she's still sleeping, then crack the door open. The arguing is louder now, and one of those voices is unmistakable. Kier. His voice has a way of both unsettling and drawing me in. The others, I can't quite place. Leaving Ren's door ajar in case she wakes, I move toward the noise. No, you need to leave. Piper, what are you even doing here? I step around the corner, spotting a woman I've never met lounging in a chair, one heel propped high over her knee, smirking like she owns the room. Roberto's leaning down, practically yelling in her face. She's not staying, right? Joey cuts in, raising an eyebrow. The whole crew is here, and Kier stands a little back from the rest while the arguments keep overlapping. Roberto throws up his hands. Piper, get out. You shouldn't be here. Why not? Everyone else in the family is here. What? Because I'm the girl, I get excluded? Let's go. I bet I can take you. She shoves Roberto's chest, making Joey chuckle, right before Kier's eyes land on me. Sailor. Every head turns in my direction. Piper's eyes, just like the rest of their families, spark as she looks at me. So you're the one Paige hates. She grins, linking her arm through mine. We're going to be best friends. Kier groans. Roberto swears. Kick her out, Roberto demands again. So, Piper says brightly, how's it been, surrounded by all these men? Annoying yet? Before I can answer, Ren's cry cuts through the air and my focus snaps toward her room. Piper's eyes widen. Oh, I didn't know. She releases my arm as I move away, her heels clicking behind me. I scoop Ren into my arms and she quiets instantly. I'm amazed Kier let you bring a kid, Piper says with a smile toward Ren. She's adorable. Roberto answers for me, voice sharp. She's Kier's daughter. Piper catches the bite in his tone, scrunches her nose at him, then looks back at me. Welcome to the family, she says before leaving the room. Roberto lingers for a moment, then follows. Kier's in the doorway when I turn. His knuckles are scraped raw and red, but I don't ask. It's best if you go out for the day, he says. I wanted to explore anyway. Can I borrow a car? Piper will take you. He steps closer, kissing Ren's cheek before leaning so close to me that I feel his breath. Have a good day. Philip will give you my card before you leave. I can only nod, too distracted by how close his lips are. Buy whatever you want, spend as much as you like. Another nod. His smirk says he knows exactly what he's doing to me. Then he leaves, and I remind myself that Ren needs feeding more than I need to think about how much I wanted him to kiss me. Piper is loud, bold, and a lot to keep up with, but I like her energy. I can't believe Kier has a daughter and you're still with him. In this family, Amrewa, she points to herself. I'm the oldest, by the way. We girls always come second to our brothers. If the son's born first, fine. The daughter knows her place. But if the daughter's born first, it's rough. She exhales. Everyone knew Roberto would back Kier, and he did. But it still stings that it wasn't me. I can outshoot him, outrun him. I can beat him at most things. I'm sorry, I tell her. She smiles faintly. Point is, girls get sidelined. We don't go on work trips. She even air quotes the word. We stay home, out of sight. But you're here, guarded by his people. From what I've heard, he treasures you, and that's rare. You didn't get along with your father, I ask? Now we do. He's retired in Italy. I just spent a year there. Most of the family goes back eventually. I bet it's beautiful, I say as we browse a baby store. It is. So, when's the last time you went out? Out? Clubbing, dancing, drinking. It's been a while, I admit. Perfect. Kier owns a club. We'll drink for free. VIP treatment all night. Come on. I have a child, I remind her, and she has a father. Ask him to watch her. He doesn't tell you no, does he? She pulls a pink baby outfit off the rack. Get this. It's adorable. I check the tag, shake my head, and hand it back. You have his card, right? Yes, but use it. It's not for you. It's for his daughter. By the time we're done, she's piled up enough clothes and baby gear to make my eyes water. The total nearly gives me a heart attack. I hesitate, but she swipes the card and skips out of the store. Now for your dress. That evening, Kier comes in while I'm laying Ren down. He hasn't been around all afternoon, and he still looks worn out. Piper says she's taking you out, he says. I told her I had Ren. You know she's safe with me. He glances at the crib. She's asleep. What will you wear? His eyes flick to the bags piled on the bed. Piper bought most of it, I admit. I told you to spend big. I don't care. If I minded, I wouldn't have given you the card. You really don't care. It's mine, which makes it both of yours, he says, nodding toward Ren. Now, let's see. Are you planning to watch me change? I ask. He nods, settling back like he has all night. With a shrug, I strip out of my top and skirt down to bra and panties. Black or green? I hold up 2 dresses. His gaze moves between them before settling on me. Black. I slip it on, but before I can zip it, he's there behind me, breath warm at my ear. I could bend you over right now, he murmurs, his hand sliding to my breast in a rough squeeze. But I'll make you wait so you know how it feels. He steps back, leaving me wanting. Piper's waiting, I say, putting on my heels. You'll watch Ren? With my life, he promises, brushing my lips with a soft kiss. Piper bursts in then, dressed to turn heads. Kier slips out and she whistles at me. You look hot. Did you two? She smirks. Kier reappears long enough to hand me a box. I know the brand immediately. Where's mine? Piper pouts. For your collection, he says before leaving. Inside are the most beautiful shoes I've ever owned. He knows my weakness, and that knowledge scares me. Put them on, he says. I obey, and they fit perfectly. Pain later, beauty now. He snaps a photo before turning away. At the club, we're shown straight to a VIP table. After a few glasses of wine and some quick shots, I'm tipsy enough to laugh at everything until Piper grabs my hand, keeping me in my seat. You're not going to believe this. She pulls up Instagram, finds Keir's account, millions of followers, and clicks his story. The first image is of me. The caption, "If you see this girl tonight, stay away. She's mine." Piper laughs so hard she nearly spills her drink, but I'm frozen. His? What exactly does that mean?
Chapter 19. Kier. She's going to lose it when she finds out, Joey says, slapping his leg as he laughs nonstop. How would she even find out? I ask, dead serious. He stares at me like I'm insane. You're kidding, right? She's with Piper, who can't keep her mouth shut to save her life. The woman would announce a sneeze if she thought it'd get attention. And you know she's glued to social media. I curse under my breath. I didn't think about that. It's not going to be an issue, I say, even though I'm not entirely sure. Roberto walks in, looking like he hasn't slept in days, eyes bloodshot, movements tense. You look terrible, Joey tells him bluntly. When's the last time you slept? I glance down at my phone, checking the feed from the camera above Ren's crib. She's still sleeping peacefully. My sister, Roberto mutters, ignoring the jab. Joey chuckles. She could probably take you and me on a good day, he says, shaking his head. Joey's a strange one. Most people meet him and assume he's quiet, distant, maybe even hostile. Stick around long enough, though, and you realize he rarely stops talking. Lately, he's been better, especially with Ren. I'm still not ready to forgive him completely, but I'm getting there. He made the choice he thought was right, but it wasn't his choice to make. That's my call. Always. I checked in on Paige, Roberto says. Both Joey and I groan. No one's seen her. She's pregnant, Kier. You should be concerned. Francis, I call, and one of my men appears. Dig into your cousin's whereabouts. I want to know where she's hiding, I order. Francis nods and leaves without a word. That's all you're going to do? Roberto presses. Why do you care? I counter. We've already established she doesn't want you. She's carrying a boy who will be the next in line. Ren is next in line, I remind him firmly. She can't be. She's a girl, just like Piper. Ren is my heir, I snap. Now go get the intel I asked for before I do it myself. Roberto huffs and storms out. Joey watches him go, then turns back to me. Something's off with him. He's wanted Paige since we were kids. That's not new. Yeah, Joey says slowly, but I don't think that's all it is. My phone buzzes. Sailor's name lights up the screen. Sailor, how dare you do that? I am not yours to claim. I can't help the smirk tugging at my lips as I type back. I knew she'd be mad, but I wanted to make sure every man in that club knew she was off limits. Me. What's wrong, Lollipop? The typing bubbles appear immediately. Sailor. Don't you lollipop me, you jerk. I am not yours. The smile stays as I send my reply. Me. Your body says otherwise. Tell me, are you wet for me right now? Because just thinking about you has me hard. I watch the bubbles appear, then vanish, and don't return. Switching camera feeds, I check Ren's room again, still sound asleep, before pulling up another view. This one shows Roberto pacing in front of a man tied to a chair. The guy's grinning, which clearly pushes Roberto over the edge. What the hell are you smiling at? Roberto growls before slamming his fist into the man's face. The prisoner's head jerks back, stopped only by the ropes. "Have you seen her?" Roberto demands, yanking his head up by the hair. The man spits in his face. Roberto's answer is a vicious backhand. "Filthy piece of trash." I close the feed when I hear Ren stir. "Hey, beautiful girl," I murmur as her eyes blink open. I lift her into my arms and change her diaper, even though I know she doesn't need a bottle yet. Sailor says she sleeps through most nights. She yawns and rests her head against me, so I settle into the chair, patting her back gently. There once was a bad man, and this bad man met the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. He was supposed to kill her, but he couldn't. The thought alone twisted something inside him, so instead, he took her, kept her. She had hair the color of honey, eyes soft enough to make him think about things he never thought he could have. The bad man took from her again and again, but then one day, she let him have a taste of her willingly, and in that moment, she was his, completely. Her breathing softens into a tiny snore, and I place her gently back in the crib. When I turn, Joey is leaning against the doorframe. "It's only going to end one way," he says quietly. "With a broken heart. You know that." I meet his gaze, a smirk playing at my lips. Is there any other way? I close the door behind me with a soft click.
Chapter 20. Sailor. I've had more than my fair share of drinks tonight, yet Kier's last text keeps replaying in my head, him saying that just thinking of me turns him on. I shouldn't like the idea that I have that kind of pull over him, but Sailor. Piper throws her arms around me as we step off the dance floor. "You know," she says with a smirk, "I keep up with Kier through all those gossip columns, and from what I've seen, he's pretty taken with you. And Kier, he doesn't get taken with anyone." We weave our way through the crowd toward the bar. We'd abandoned the VIP section a while ago to dance, and I'm sure I've sweated off at least some of what I drank, though there's still plenty left in me. "Tequila," Piper orders, tapping the counter. 2 shots appear, and I toss mine back in one go, chasing it with salt and lime. "Wait here, I'm going to go say hello to the guy who's been staring at me all night," she says, pointing toward a man in a sharp suit surrounded by women in the VIP area. Without hesitation, she struts over and casually drops herself onto his lap. I glance at my phone again, rereading Kier's message. A smile tugs at my lips despite myself. Wanting someone you know is capable of breaking your heart is reckless, especially when they've already done it once. I didn't even realize the damage the first time until I saw him again, and my heart started beating like it had never stopped wanting him. "I thought that was you," a man's voice says from beside me. I squint, trying to place him, familiar face, but the alcohol fogs my memory. "It's been ages. You're not living in the city anymore?" he asks. I do," I say, keeping it vague. "Just here for the weekend." "I've got to run," he says, stepping closer, and then it clicks. He's the same man who tried to hit on me that night Kier took me to dinner with his companion. "Tell Kier Roark says hi," he adds before leaning in to kiss my cheek, lingering just a moment too long. "You're here with him, right?" I nod, pulling back slightly. "Thought so. Smart man, not letting someone like you slip away." I don't reply, and he heads off. My eyes search for Piper, finding her mid-kiss with her new target. "Piper!" I call as I approach. She glances up briefly. "I'm heading back. Gonna grab a cab." "Sure?" she asks with a pout. "Positive. I need some sleep before Ren wakes me up." She shrugs and turns back to her guy. Outside, I spot Roark climbing into a car with 2 other men. "Need a lift?" he calls. "No thanks. My ride's here," I say, just as my car pulls up. Something about him unsettles me. I'm relieved when we drive off. The short ride almost lulls me to sleep, but soon I'm at Kier's place. On my way to the door, I check the camera above Ren's crib. She's awake and Kier is holding her, his voice low as he tells her a story about us. Then I hear Joey, just before Kier lays her back down. "Do you plan to stand out there all night?" I look up to find Kier at the door. The camera feed vanishes from my phone as I meet his gaze. He's shirtless, wearing loose sleep shorts that hang low on his hips. I've missed the way he makes me feel, how close he can get without even touching me. "If you keep staring like that," he murmurs, "I won't care about your no tonight." For a second, I almost say yes. Almost. Instead, I walk toward him, heels clicking softly against the floor. He brushes a strand of hair from my face. "You've been drinking." I nod. "Let's get you to bed." In one smooth motion, he lifts me, and my legs wrap around him without thought. His hand rests firmly against me, a silent claim. "Where's Piper?" Joey's voice cuts in. "Club," I mumble into Kier's shoulder. Kier doesn't stop until we reach his room. He sets me down gently, removes my shoes, and disappears for a moment, returning with Ren's crib, placing it near the bed. Relief floods me. "I want you," I whisper, sliding the straps of my dress down to bare myself to him. His eyes darken, but his jaw tightens. "Sailor," he warns. "Yes," I breathe, but instead of giving in, he shakes his head. "You should sleep." "Sleep?" That's not what I expected, not with the way he's looking at me. "I want to," I insist, leaning forward, my intent clear. His gaze stays locked on mine as he tucks the blanket over me. "Not like this. When I have you again, you're going to remember every second of it." He walks into the bathroom, the sound of the shower filling the silence. I follow, stepping inside. He's braced against the wall, water streaming over him. "I could help with that," I say softly. He doesn't move closer. "Not tonight. Just watch." And I do, feeling the tension between us coil tighter, knowing it's only a matter of time before it snaps. My hand slips lower, teasing myself, and his pace quickens, his body tense, chasing release. I watch, breath caught, as his control finally shatters. Stepping close, lips hovering a whisper from mine, he murmurs, "Tomorrow morning, the second I wake, you're mine, lollipop." Then he's gone from the shower, leaving me wearing a wicked smile. I rinse quickly and pad into the bedroom where he's stretched out waiting. I slide under the covers and he pulls me into his chest, his lips pressing to the top of my head. "Sleep, lollipop." And I do. Deep, dreamless sleep. When I stir again, warm hands are gliding up my bare body, slow, unhurried, like they've been waiting all night for this. I melt into the touch, sighing as familiar lips trace the curve of my neck. His fingers trail over my thighs, skimming closer to where I ache for him. I turn toward him, but cover my mouth. "What's wrong?" His voice is thick, low. "Morning breath," I admit in a whisper. For a moment he disappears, then comes back with a small white mint in his palm. "For your mouth." I take it, the sharp sweetness on my tongue making my pulse race. His hands return to my skin, and his lips find that spot on my neck that makes my toes curl. "Remember last night?" I do. "And do you still want me?" His teeth graze my ear. "Yes," I breathe, no hesitation. He hooks my leg over his hip, and I feel the hard evidence of exactly how much he wants me. My hips move on instinct, slow and deliberate, as his fingers slip between us, pressing against me with just the right pressure. "You'll move in with me," he says, his voice a dark promise. "Every morning will start like this." I almost agree. Almost. "No. I've ended it. You saw it." I stay silent, and his touch stills. Pushing him back just enough, I climb over him, slowly lowering myself until he's deep inside me. His groan is low and rough. "Say it." "No," I repeat. His grip tightens on my hips, but I kiss him before rocking against him again. The rhythm builds fast, too fast, until suddenly he's gone, leaving me reaching for him. He opens a drawer, then tells me, "Lie back." I do, heat pooling in my core. A pillow slides under my hips, and then he's between my legs, mouth working in slow, devastating strokes. His hands anchor me in place until I'm trembling, unable to keep still. When I look down, he's holding a lollipop, mischief glinting in his eyes. "Sweet," he says. He brings it to my lips. "Taste?" I take it, the flavor mingling with the moment, and in the next instant, he's pulling me to the edge of the bed. His slow, deep rhythm leaves no part of me untouched, no thought in my head but him. When I try to cry out, his hand covers my mouth. "Ren's sleeping," he reminds me, never faltering. Every movement is deliberate, angled to drive me higher until I shatter beneath him. When it's over, I'm breathless, my body humming. He leaves me for a moment, going to the crib. "She's hungry," he says, scooping Ren up like it's the most natural thing in the world. I laugh softly when he walks out, still very much without clothes, and collapse back against the bed. When he returns, I take her in my arms, my chest warming as she drinks. "How was your night?" he asks. "Good. Piper's unforgettable." That's one word for her, he chuckles. She can take down a man in heels and still leave smiling. I laugh, then remember, "Oh, your friend last night said to tell you hi." His brow furrows. "Who?" "Roark." In an instant, he's on his feet and striding out, still entirely unapologetically bare.
Chapter 21. Kier. I storm down the hallway, my stride sharp and fast, and shove open Joey's door. He's just waking, rubbing his eyes when he sees me, and then groans like I'm the last thing he wanted to see. "It's too early to be dealing with you. Get lost," he mutters, flopping back into bed and half waving me away. "Up! Now!" My voice leaves no room for argument. Something in my tone must click, because he's instantly on his feet, dragging on a pair of pants and a shirt. He tosses me another pair, and I pull them on. "What's going on?" His voice is serious now. "Roark made contact with Sailor last night." Joey's posture stiffens. "He what? Time to stop being polite." He nods once, and we head for the hall. Sailor appears, wearing only my shirt. "What's wrong?" "Where's Ren?" I ask immediately. "In her crib. Now tell me what's happening." I step closer, kiss her, brief but deep. She always tastes sweet. "Stay here. Don't leave." She's about to argue, but something in my eyes must tell her I'm not joking. She just nods. "I was planning to stay in with Ren anyway. Use my card. Get whatever you need. But do not leave." "You're pushing it," she warns. "Ask nicely and I'll listen. Start barking orders, and I won't." She turns away, but I catch her hand, pull her back, and press my lips to her neck. "I love you." She freezes. I let go and see Joey giving me a wide-eyed look before we move on. She's still standing there when I glance back. "You didn't actually think I'd keep a guy like him in my house, did you? Someone like me learns early. You keep your business away from your home. Well, unless it's a certain woman you can't walk away from." That was a first for me. The original plan? End things permanently in an alley. The backup plan? Keep her. No regrets. I'd do it again without a second thought. Talk. I lean over the man we caught, the fake delivery driver. My clothes are splattered with his blood. Joey's off to the side, cigarette hanging from his mouth, watching like this is just another Tuesday. He took her. He's already given me most of what he knows. I can tell he's holding something back, probably thinking it'll buy him leverage. Took who? He spits, lands on my foot. I glance at the red on my skin before slapping him hard. He's already missing fingers, cuts covering him, yet still he smirks. "She's your fiancée," he says. "I told you," Roberto's voice snaps from behind me. "Sit down." I order him, eyes still on our prisoner. Where is she? The man just shakes his head. Joey slides a weapon into my hand. I press it to the guy's temple. His eyes are swollen nearly shut from the beating I've already given him. If Roark's got her, he'll take his time, the man says. Might send her back to you in pieces. I nod slightly. Thanks for the idea. Joey hands me something else, cool metal, and in one swift move I make sure the man won't be pointing at anyone again. His scream echoes down the hallway. Roberto yanks me back by the shoulder. Joey instantly steps forward, ready to block him. What are you doing? Roberto demands. You're awfully invested in this, I note. She's your fiancée. Aren't you concerned? There's something different about him lately. Yeah, I know he had feelings for Paige years back, but she's always been self-serving and cold. The kind of person who sees people as stepping stones. No more games, I say. Find Roark. Joey nods and leaves. I jerk my chin toward the door. You too. When we're alone, the man smirks, blood covering his teeth. Your people can't stand you. Oh? You're easy to hate. If you say so. I pull the trigger. One shot. Clean. Roark was tolerable years ago, still twisted, but manageable. I never trusted him. Now I know I was right.
Chapter 22, Sailor. He said it. Words I never imagined coming from his mouth. And he said them to me. After everything that's happened. And somehow, when he spoke them, I felt it everywhere, like every nerve lit up at once. Then he walked away, leaving me rooted to the spot. Lost. It wasn't until Ren's soft little cry reached my ears that I managed to move again. The rest of the day, I stayed curled up in bed, barely paying attention to the TV because those 3 words kept replaying in my head. Over and over and over. Is he even capable of love? Does he actually know what it means to love someone like this? I know he loves his mom. I know he loves Ren, but that's not the same. This is relationship love, the kind that's messy and vulnerable and nothing like what he's used to. The door swung open suddenly, my heart leaping, thinking it was him. But when I saw Piper, my shoulders sagged without me meaning to. Wow, that's a disappointed face if I've ever seen one, she says, leaning against the doorway, eyes darting to the bathroom. Don't tell me he's in there. I shake my head and she steps inside, giving the room another once-over before bouncing onto the bed, grabbing a fry from my dinner tray. You know, he never lets people in here. I've only ever seen this room from the doorway. How'd your night end? I ask, curious. She checks on a sleeping Ren, then slides under the covers beside me like we've been best friends for years. That alone feels foreign, having someone that close. It was memorable, she says with a sly grin. I laugh. Probably more than I needed to know. Maybe, she says, chuckling, but when you find someone who knows exactly how to make you feel good, you don't just let them walk away. Dylan never could. Kier could. She must notice my look because she grins wider. Bet you're thinking about my dear cousin. I've heard all the stories, whether I wanted to or not. He's hooked up with half my friends at some point. She laughs again, then adds, but trust me. He only has eyes for you now. Before I can reply, a voice cuts through the room. Out of my bed, now! We both turn. Kier's standing in the doorway, thankfully dressed this time. We're bonding, Piper protests. Bond somewhere else. Where were you last night when Roark came here? Piper blinks, sitting up. Wait, Roark was here? I nod. She shakes her head. Last I saw him, he was running his mouth about how he'd replace you. Like that could ever happen. Did you find him? I ask Kier. He shakes his head, heading for the bathroom. You better be gone when I come out, Piper. I know where he is, she says, suddenly standing, and Kier spins toward her. What? I said, I know where he is. How exactly would you know that? She just rolls her eyes and leaves. Wait here, she calls back. Kier turns to me, his gaze shifting to the food on the bed. Looks like you had the day you planned. I did. He doesn't say anything at first, just looks, hard enough that it feels like he can see straight through me. How was your day, I ask. He turns toward the door, rubbing his chest. Would have been better if I'd spent it with you. Before I can respond, Piper reappears, phone in hand. Kier takes one look at what she's showing and groans. You've got to be kidding me. Nope, she says, smirking. He's predictable. I've told you that for years. Something shifts in his expression. Admiration, maybe. And for a moment, I think about Ren. I'll never let her grow up believing she's less just because she's a girl. Not in this family, not anywhere. I can take you there, Piper says. Kier thinks for a moment, then nods. I'm showering, then we leave. Get out. He turns to me. You shower with me. Piper doesn't even tease, she just leaves. I stay put, watching as Kier strides toward me. He pulls the blanket back, glancing at Ren. How long's she been down? Just now. Good, then I don't have to hold back. I smirk. Hard and fast, then? He grins. Careful what you wish for. In one motion, he lifts me from the bed and carries me into the bathroom. The shower comes on, steam filling the space as water sprays over us. Clothes end up on the floor. His, quickly, mine, piece by piece. His mouth trails over my skin with deliberate attention, and I can feel the shift in the air between us. Every touch is purposeful. Every move controlled. And when it's over, when we've both given in, he leans close and says quietly, I'm never letting you go. I search his face, then ask, and that means what? That you'll stay loyal? He steps back, frustration flickering across his features. I don't have time for this conversation right now. I wrap a towel around myself, then maybe you don't have time for me. He shakes his head, steps forward, and kisses me like he's trying to erase every doubt I just voiced. A knock on the door interrupts us. You two done? We're waiting, Piper calls. Kier rests his forehead against mine. We'll finish this later. Stay here. Not making promises, I say lightly. His tone sharpens. Philip! A moment later, Philip appears in the doorway. Kier doesn't look away from me. She doesn't leave. Understood? Philip's eyes dart to mine, clearly uncomfortable, but he nods. Yes, sir. Kier leaves, and I can't help the smirk that forms. When you fall for the devil, you don't just get burned. You carry the flame with you.
Chapter 23. Kier. Joey's eyes roam over Piper, who's geared up in combat boots, a blade strapped to her thigh, and a holstered gun at her waist. What are you supposed to be? Some kind of action movie hero? He asks, and he's clearly not joking. Piper answers with a quick jab to his stomach, making him double over coughing. Careful. I can put you flat on your back without breaking a sweat, she says with a grin as we head outside. Kier. We all turn toward the door, and there's Sailor, completely bare. Joey, look away, I snap. Go inside and get dressed, I tell Sailor, my voice sharp. Piper chuckles behind me, and I remind myself that no matter how irritating she can be, I was raised not to harm a woman. Discipline in a fight? Sure, but never without reason. What are you still standing there for? I demand. She doesn't budge. Instead, she rests a hand on her hip, tilts her head, and meets my stare. How long do I have to keep my eyes shut? Joey grumbles. As long as I say. I just wanted to say goodbye, Sailor says, voice soft but laced with challenge. I move in close, blocking her from view. So it's fine for you to walk around my house like this? She presses. Not in my house. But in mine? She shoots back. Only if I'm there, I tell her. She rolls her eyes. Goodbye, Kier. She waves me off as I turn toward the car. I can't drive without seeing, Joey mutters. You can look now, but glance toward that door and I'll cut you down, I warn him. Yes, boss, he mutters, sliding into the car. She's mad, Piper sing-songs from the back seat. Why is she even coming? Thought you didn't bring women on jobs, Joey says. Just drive, I reply. When the cafe comes into view, I spot Roark through the glass. Leaning back, coffee in hand, flanked by 2 women. Only 2 guards. Careless. We approach, and the guards at the door rise to block us. I'd move if I were you, Piper says. They laugh her off. Don't say I didn't warn you, she adds, smiling like she's enjoying herself. Their hands go for their weapons. I don't have time for this, I mutter, ready to push past. But Piper moves first. Quick, precise. One smooth motion, and both men are clutching their throats, blood blooming beneath their hands. She wipes her blade on her shirt like it's nothing, tucks it away, and steps over them. Joey just stares. I knew our uncle said she was lethal, but I'd always thought that was family pride talking. I was wrong. You're in, I tell her. She smothers the pleased look that flashes across her face and nods. Inside, Roark already has his gun drawn. His first shot misses by inches. The second grazes my neck. I aim for his hand. The weapon clatters to the floor, and Joey scoops it up. Run, I tell the women seated with him. They don't hesitate. Joey and Piper haul Roark's guards inside and lock the door. I drop into a chair across from him. You should have known you'd never win, I say. You slept with my wife, he spits. I actually have to think. I don't even know who your wife is, I answer truthfully. You did, he insists. So you thought the smart move was to come at me? You slept with my wife, he yells again. And you try to sleep with everything that breathes, I counter. His smirk sharpens. So I took something from you. Paige, I say flatly. Where is she? He refuses to answer, so I lean in. Tell me, or I'll make sure your wife regrets ever meeting you. You don't even remember her, he says bitterly. I'm sure it was unforgettable, I reply. But talk now, and maybe I'll let you go quick. He laughs, shakes his head. That little brunette you had watch, she saw everything. And it clicks. I didn't actually sleep with her, I say with a slow grin. Just let her get on her knees. Big difference. His face twists. I add, that's happened more than once, by the way. She's talented. Finally, he breaks. Paige is at my wife's place. She doesn't know anything. I nod. Paige will hate her anyway. Standing, I say, not a pleasure doing business, Roark. Then I put a bullet through his shoulder, another through his foot, then the other. He collapses, screaming. And just so you know, I add, you sealed your fate when you went near her. I shoot him in the thigh. His eyes widen, realization dawning. Leaving him writhing, I step outside. Joey hands me a cigarette. I light it, the burn calming the edge of my rage. Joey's already poured fuel. I flick the lit butt forward, and flames rush around the building. The worker ran out, Joey says. Roark's voice calls for help inside. No one will come. Time to head back, I tell them. The fire takes hold, and soon the only sound is silence. Think Paige is fine? Piper asks. She's tougher than most rats in a plague, I reply.
Chapter 24. Sailor. Getting past Philip was supposed to be easy. It wasn't. And with a baby in my arms, it was almost impossible. Philip! My voice echoed down the hall. I was perched on Keir's bathroom counter, trying to cement an escape plan. The details weren't perfect, But I knew one thing for certain. Men hated awkward emergencies. I was going to use that. He finally appeared in the doorway. His eyes immediately dropped to the floor. "Took you long enough," I said with just enough urgency to make it believable. "I need something." He didn't look up. "What is it?" "I need tampons, right now." He shifted uncomfortably. "I can send someone." I need them now. Everyone else is gone. Here." I pressed something into his hand. He froze. His gaze darted to it, then straight to the sink. Water blasted from the tap as he scrubbed his hands like they were on fire. It wasn't real, of course, just fake blood, corn syrup, chocolate syrup, red coloring, but Philip didn't need to know that. "Please, Philip," I added, softening my voice. "I can't even feed Ren if I can't move." He nodded, still avoiding my eyes. "I'll pay for it," he muttered. And then he was gone. I listened for the sound I was waiting for, the front door closing, the car starting. Go time. I yanked the bags from under the bed, scooped Ren into my arms, and headed for the door. And froze. Kier was standing there, blood flecked across his face, Joey and Piper flanking him. His gaze dropped to the bags, then to Ren. "Going somewhere, sweetheart?" He took Ren from me without another word, carried her to the crib, then turned back with a cold half smile. "Guess you don't need those tampons after all." Poor Philip looked ready to faint. I crossed my arms and stormed away. His footsteps followed. "Stop following me!" I spun to face him. "Why are you—" "You know why," he cut in before his hands caught my face and his mouth was on mine. I didn't even have time to think before he had lifted me off my feet. "Let's see just how honest you've been," he murmured, heading for the bathroom. "Joey," he called. Joey appeared in the doorway. "Take Ren. Toys are in the living room." Joey gave a half scoff, but obeyed. Then it was just me and Kier. He pulled off his shirt, unbuttoned his pants, and looked me dead in the eye. "Clothes off!" "No." Buttons popped as he tore open my shirt. My skirt followed. And then nothing between us but air and tension. "No blood," he observed flatly. He found the bowl, dipped a finger in the fake red liquid, and tasted it. "Sweet," he said, "just like you." I should have walked out. Instead, I stayed rooted. He didn't ask again. "On your knees." And for reasons I didn't want to examine, I obeyed. But I wasn't about to let him keep all the control. When his tone shifted, promising a lesson, I made my move, heels on, slow and deliberate. His gaze followed every step. Then, the little device in my hand came alive with a hum. His hand froze. His jaw tightened. I leaned back against the shower glass, letting the sound fill the room. And then I stopped, pushed past him, stepped under the cold water. By the time I stepped out, towel wrapped around me, I was calm again. "Take me home," I said. "That's not happening." My voice rose. "You can't keep me here." His only answer was to dress in silence before stepping close enough for his breath to brush my cheek. "Run if you want," he said softly. "I'll find you." He left, slamming the door. Moments later, Joey returned with Ren in his arms. "What did you do to make him like this?" I told him the truth. Joey smirked. "The only truth he wants is that you'll stay." "Sometimes," I said, taking Ren, "we don't get what we want." Joey's smile faded. "You don't know Kier. He always does." I called after him before he left. "Where did you go today? Whose blood was that?" "Roark's. He had Paige." My jaw dropped. "He killed him for her?" Joey shook his head. "Number because he spoke to you?" And then he was gone, leaving me standing there with the weight of that sentence pressing down like a stone. If that was true, Kier wasn't just dangerous, he was dangerous for me. And still, here I was.
Chapter 25. Kier. Sailor doesn't say a word the entire ride back. When we pull up to her apartment, my mother's already waiting, arms open, ready for Ren. Sailor hands the baby over, then turns to me. "Get lost!" she snaps, slamming the building door in my face. My mother's brows lift at her tone, but she just gives me a faint smile, a small wave, before disappearing inside. My daughter in her arms, my woman at her side. Yes, my woman. I'd burn the world for her, without hesitation. We've got somewhere else to be, An old friend's place. Finding Roark's address wasn't hard, and I'm curious. Does his wife even know he's dead yet? If not, I'll be more than happy to tell her. You're planning to break the contract, Joey says beside me. Francis is behind the wheel. Roberto rides shotgun. I am, I answer plainly. I'll tell the families. If they have an issue, they can deal with me directly. It's been the same for generations, Joey warns. You sure that's wise? Most don't get a say anymore, I remind him. I made sure of it. I run this organization. And anyone thinking of crossing me knows exactly what happens next. I glance at him. Would you go against me? He shakes his head fast. Some old rules deserve to be broken. Roberto's voice cuts in from the front. Some don't. I lean forward. Why's that? They've kept us at the top, kept our alliances strong. And you're not just thinking about here. What about the families in Italy? You think they'll smile while you rip up agreements that were signed before you were born? I study the back of his head. You saying you wouldn't stand by me? His eyes meet mine in the mirror. I'm saying I've got your back, but you should expect retaliation. From who? I press. He doesn't answer. Paige called it off, I remind him. If anyone's going to feel the heat, it should be her. She's carrying your child, he grinds out. Or does that not matter now that you've got the new girl? I lean forward again. Watch your mouth when you talk about her. He exhales, irritated. All I'm saying, the deal was made. Some deals are meant to be broken, I say flatly. The truth is, we've always been a family of thieves, launderers, and worse. The old guard back in Italy, they're part of it. But here, this is my ground. My father built his empire on it. His father before him. And I've made it stronger, cleaner, smarter. They make money off me now. More than they could dream of on their own. They need me. Far more than I'll ever need them. Some men still answer to the bosses back home, Joey points out. He's right. Could start a war here. But if it does, I'll win it. Paige's family won't like it. Mine's mostly dead, and I stopped caring about public opinion a long time ago. Now they answer to me, I tell him. Roberto stays quiet as we pull up to Roark's place. Piper's waiting at the gate, grinning when she sees us. Roberto groans. What the hell is she doing here? Bite me, Piper fires back. You heading back to Italy? Roberto asks. Nope, she says sweetly. Here to stay. Oh, and the family's called. Told me to tell you to get in touch. Actually, told is too soft. Demanded. Lots of swearing in Italian, then hung up. She smirks. Charming, huh? The place is picture perfect. White fence. Clean yard. Looks harmless. You should go home, Piper. I'm sure they've got a husband lined up for you, Roberto goads. She just steps closer and punches him in the gut. Hard enough to make him fold over. I pick my own husband, you idiot, she says with a smile. Bitch, he growls, straightening. He moves toward her, but I step between them. Enough. I knock on the door. She answers. Angela, a woman I've been with. Her eyes widen. Kier, you shouldn't be here. Your husband won't know, I tell her. She arches a brow. You know I'm married? Why'd you do it? I ask. She shrugs. Wanted him to know how it felt. Plus, you were easy on the eyes, and her gaze drops to my belt line. Wasn't bad either. Did you know who I was? Of course. He wouldn't shut up about you. I nod toward the inside. Invite us in. If he finds out, he won't. She hesitates, then lets us in. The living room's immaculate. She sits on a white sofa. I take the one opposite. You've got something of mine, I say. Excuse me? Don't lie, I warn. She's not here. I glance at Joey. He disappears to check the house. Angela folds her hands. Paige said you didn't want her. Why are you here? Because she's carrying something that's mine. The baby? She asks, surprised. I nod. She looks down. I didn't know. If I had, you wouldn't have done anything. Your husband wouldn't allow it. Joey returns, shakes his head. Where'd she go? Didn't say. Just left yesterday. Of course. I stand. She reaches for me. I move back. Come see me again? She asks. She can watch this time. The brunette. That's her, isn't it? Goodbye. Outside, Piper shows me her phone. Idiot left her location on Snap Maps. I smile. I'm starting to like having you around. She grins. Thanks, boss. Roberto mutters, We're going to hell. We're already there, I tell him as we head out.
Chapter 26. Sailor. He treats you differently, Kier's mother says. I didn't expect to like Bianca, but I do. She's warm and she's amazing with Ren. My own mother? She's seen Ren once, she loves her, sure. But helping raise her? That's not her. Bianca, though, she wants to be here. She wants to help, and I'm not saying no. They say it takes a village to raise a child. I tried doing it alone. But with her here, I feel like maybe, just maybe, I'm finding myself again. A knock at the door. I open it, and there's Paige. I try to close it, but she wedges her foot in. It's best if you let me in, she says, and I see the gun. I have a baby here, Paige. I just came to talk, but you made me pull this out when you tried to slam the door. From behind me, Bianca asks, Who's that? Ren in her arms. I keep my body angled so she can't see the weapon. Can you take Ren into my room? Keep her there? She nods, heading down the hall. Only then do I open the door wider. Paige steps in, eyes tracking Bianca. Oh, so you're winning the family over too, she says, sliding the gun back into her bag. She takes in my apartment, finally sitting on the couch with a hand on her not yet large belly. My doctor says I'm carrying in my back. Bet you were huge, she smirks. I just nod. Her gaze sweeps the place again. This is nothing like the one he gave me. Then her eyes land on me. He'll get tired of you. Eventually, he's known me forever. I've seen women come and go. That's nice, I reply, not even pretending to care. You really can't see him for what he is, she presses. If you say so. I should just kill you. She reaches into her purse again. A knock at the door. She smirks, tucking the gun away. Tell them to go. We're not finished. I glance down the hall as I walk to the door. Bianca's pacing with Ren in her arms. She winks. I open the door. Kier is there. Piper, Joey, and Roberto right behind him. You can't come in, I tell him. Why not? His tone's soft. Too soft. I step aside so Paige can see. The moment she recognizes him, she squeals, pulling the gun again. Kier's in front of me instantly. There's the click and then the gunshot. His body jerks slightly. Piper's already in, wrenching the weapon from Paige's hand. Blood soaks through Kier's shirt. Your arm, I say, moving to his side. It's just a graze. She's a terrible shot, he mutters. Bianca steps out. She's asleep, she says, meaning Ren. I rush to the kitchen, grab a towel. Lift! He raises his arm enough for me to wrap the towel tight. When I tie it off, he leans down and kisses my forehead. I pull back. Why are you here? Looking for you, of course, Paige answers, all fake sweetness. In Sailor's house? Kier asks. Don't you spend all your time here? She snaps. You sound jealous, I say. Her gaze cuts to Roberto and he stiffens. I don't want you anymore, she says. I came to make a deal. Oh, did you see Angela? She's been asking about you, even mentioned your little friend. Her eyes lock on me. Did you let her... Paige starts, venom in her tone. Again? Kier answers me instead. Yes, I saw her. Did she? I press. His mother exhales loudly and leaves the room. Another knock at the door. I open it a crack, then shut it quickly. Who is it? Kier asks. My parents? From the other side. Sailor, you better not be back with that man. You need to get her out of here, I tell Kier, motioning to Paige. Piper's already pulling something from her bag, gagging Paige before walking her out. Bianca reappears with Ren. She woke from the yelling. My mother bangs again. You all need to leave, I warn, opening the door. She's there, arms crossed, glaring. My father smiles faintly. I was just taking Ren for a walk to get milk. Come with me. Not until I get answers, she says, pushing past me, straight to Kier. Oh, look, she scoffs. Are you being a father now? Bianca steps forward. Let's go get milk. It's beautiful outside. My mother points at Kier. I'm not done with you. We leave. On the walk, my mother hangs back with me. He's going to destroy you, she warns quietly. Men like him only bring pain. I don't answer. You don't need him, she adds, but he's her father. That doesn't mean you have to sleep with him. I know. Back at the building, Kier's waiting. Everyone else is gone. Dinner? My treat, he says. I'm ready to say no, but my mother says yes for me. When we're finally alone, I ask, how'd you know she was here? Piper tracked her. He leans in. I didn't touch her, don't plan to. I'm not sure if that comforts me. You're not mine to keep, I tell him. But you're mine, he says. The elevator doors close. He's on me before I can react. Voice low in my ear. I push him back as the doors open. Stop touching me whenever you feel like it. Why? Because you like it, he interrupts. At my door, his breath is warm against my neck. Stop! Never, he says. I step inside. He follows, wearing that smirk like he's already won.
Chapter 27. Kier. Her mother grilled me through the entire dinner. Normally, I'd have told someone to shut their mouth. And if they didn't, well, I'd silence them another way. But this was her mother, asking about her. So I let it slide. Now dinner's over. Everyone's gone. It's just Sailor and me. My mother took Ren, said we needed to talk without a baby between us. I suggested we go back to Sailor's place. She said no. Offered my place. Still no. So here we are, still at the restaurant. Joey's outside with Piper. Boundaries, she says, lifting her drink. We need them. Why? She tilts her head, hair brushing her shoulder. Because you don't seem to understand them, and you and I, she gestures between us, are not a thing. Yeah, we are, I say without hesitation. We absolutely are. She shakes her head. Number, and I don't want Ren confused either. I lean across the table close enough to see the gloss on her lips. I want to taste her, but I know she wants me to slow down. I'll tell you something, I say. My voice stays low, my gaze locked on hers. I'd love you harder than anyone ever could. That much I know. Those wide, doe-like eyes of hers go even wider. I like surprising her. Before she can reply, the door opens. Joey's at our table. Roberto's talking crazy, he says. What do you mean? I ask, pulling back from Sailor. He let her go, Joey snaps. Piper steps inside, rubbing her temples. I knew he still had feelings for her. She gives Sailor a quick smile. Sailor stands. I'm coming with you. We still have more to talk about. She's daring me to tell her no. I don't. After you, I say, and she smirks, satisfied. On the way out, I watch her walk. She turns back. Did it look good? Yes, ma'am. We pull up to a rundown house on the edge of town. The gutters hang low, paint's peeling, and the grass is so overgrown you could hide a whole army in there. I know this place. Paige's father lived here when we were kids. Back then, it didn't look like this. He moved when he struck a deal with my father. That deal changed everything, for all of us. The door opens. Roberto's there. Stay in the car, I tell Sailor. Who's inside? She asks. Her hand rests gently on my shoulder, right over the wound. If you die, I'll hunt you down. I laugh. That's impossible. I read a lot of fantasy. I'll find a way. I almost kiss her, but pull back. She doesn't let me. Instead, she pulls me in and kisses me first. You can go now, she says. I nod and get out. Roberto blocks the door. What did you do? I ask. I love her, and you don't. You're right, I don't love her. And she doesn't love you. She only loves power. She wanted me to kill her mother. She didn't have a choice, he snaps. What spell are you under? Piper mutters. She's not worth it. He glares at her. You disgust me. Where is she? I demand. You're not getting to her. Piper's faster, snatching the gun from him before he can pull it. Then I see her, Paige, standing just inside. You love me, she says like it's fact. It's why you're here. I'll forgive you. Roberto looks at her, stunned. Told you, I mutter. He lunges. I hit him in the gut. Hard. You told me you loved me, he says, breathless. Why is she here? Paige hisses. You brought her? She's screaming now. I glance back. Sailor's still in the car. Why do you care so much? Piper asks her brother. She clearly doesn't want you. It's mine, Roberto whispers. Piper's eyes widen. What's yours? Joey asks. The baby, I answer. My gaze stays locked on Roberto. Then I turn to Paige. We never slept together, did we? She says nothing. No, Roberto says. You pushed her away. She came to me. He looks at Paige. I love you. Probably more than anyone ever will. Even if you are insane. I'm not, she snaps. Piper coughs. Yes, you are. I turn and head for the stairs. Paige calls my name. I keep walking. Roberto follows. Sailors watching from the car. I'm sorry, he says. I thought I was doing the right thing. You lied. You betrayed me. I know. I put a hand on his face, make him look at me. I'll come for payment. You know what it is. Betrayal only has one price. Death. I do it again, Roberto says, because I got him. The baby. The one I thought was mine. I glance at Sailor. She's listening, trying to piece it all together. I walk past him, slide into the car. Sailor touches my shoulder. It's bleeding. You can patch me up. As we drive away, I know she's got questions. I'm not ready to answer them. Roberto was more than my cousin. He was my closest friend. And now, I have to kill him. It hurts more than I expected. But looking at Sailor, I get it. Love makes you do dangerous things.
Chapter 28. Sailor. Kier doesn't say a word during the drive to his place. When we finally pull up outside his building, he steps out and looks back at me. Stay with me. I shake my head. He exhales slowly, then says just one word. Please. My resolve wavers for a moment, but I stand firm. I have to get back to Ren. I can have Mama bring her here. I bite my lip, thinking it over, but no. I can't, Kier. He nods, gets out without another word. From the front seat, Piper gives me a small, knowing smile. Joey follows Kier out, and she drives me home. How are you holding up? I ask her. It feels like forever since we last talked, and right now, small talk feels safer than silence. She smirks. I think the real question is, what's your plan? I sigh. I don't know. I mean, it's obvious we like each other. She laughs. No, girl. That man doesn't just like you. I've known Kier my whole life, and I've never seen him like this with anyone. We turn onto my street, and that's when it happens. A loud crack. Piper's hands slip from the wheel. Her eyes start to close, but she hits the brakes just in time. Both of us jolt forward against our seatbelts. Piper! I scramble out of my belt, climb into the front, and see the blood, dark, heavy, spilling from her stomach. Her hands press hard against the wound, but it's not enough. Run, she whispers. I shake my head. Not happening. She shoves something into my hand, a small knife. Take it, now. I shove it into my pocket and try my door, but it won't open, blocked by something outside. Then I see him. A man stands in front of the car, two more behind him. His grin is cold, his eyes darker. Cars pass by like nothing's wrong. Sirens wail somewhere in the distance. He steps closer, ducking so we both see him through the windshield. I should kill you, he says to Piper. The gun flashes. The shot slams into her shoulder. She screams, eyes wide. Then his gaze turns to me. You, outside, now. Do it, Piper tells me, nodding weakly. I open the passenger door. Hands grab me. Two men pin my arms behind my back. Don't kill her, one of them shouts. She'll bleed out in 5 minutes if no one gets to her, the shooter says. Then, to me, move! I'm shoved into a black car. The driver floors it before the door shuts. What do you want? I ask. The man just stares, shakes his head. His face feels familiar, but I can't place it. We head straight toward Kier's building. He yanks me out, drags me to the buzzer, and presses it. Omawam. Ordraus leaning in. Choose your words or words carefully. I'll put a bullet in your head without hesitation. Kier's voice crackles through the intercom. Who is it? It's me. Sailor. The lock buzzes and we go inside. I'm in the elevator with the shooter. He's dressed sharp like the others, but his eyes, they stick with me. The door opens. Kier appears, shirtless, fresh bandage on his shoulder. His gaze shifts from the men to me, and then shock. Papa, his voice is low, almost disbelieving. I thought you were dead. The man gripping my arm so tight it'll bruise. Kier's father. You're supposed to honor contracts, the man says. Kier's jaw tightens. The men enter first. Kier's father shoves me forward. Kier catches me, arm instantly circling my waist. Joey appears, freezes. You... Yes, not dead, his father cuts in sharply. You should have kept him on the right path. Joey downs his drink in one gulp. We buried you. No, you didn't, the man snaps, turning to Kier. And you, breaking tradition for this? He nods at me. End it. Marry Paige. Get rid of the baby if you want, but you'll give me grandsons. She's with Roberto, Kier says flatly. The man blinks. You let him live? After what he did, he shakes his head. You've gone soft. Because of her, his gaze lands on me. Side pieces don't get to be wives. My stomach twists. Kier's voice is cold steel. Where's Piper? That little nuisance? Hopefully dead by now. He smirks. And your whore will be next. There's no law against killing a dead man, Kier says. The door opens again. Roberto's dragged in, beaten and limp. You kill him, Kier's father says, handing him a gun, or you kill her. Kier takes the gun, fires without hesitation. Roberto drops instantly. I scream. Kier turns the gun on his father, pulls the trigger, click. Empty. His father laughs. One bullet. I knew what you'd do first. Kier ignores him, comes to me, hands on my face. Are you hurt? I can't finish. He betrayed me. Betrayal means death. Was Piper alive when they took you? She was breathing, barely. Kier holds me close, kisses my hair. Roberto never touched me. It's his baby, Paige's. I can only stare. His men wrap Roberto's body in a tarp and haul him away. Joey's voice cuts in. You're a real piece of work, old man. Why even come here? His father takes Joey's bottle, spits insults, calls him weak. Joey slaps him hard. Kier pushes me toward the bedroom. She stays, his father orders. Move her and she dies. I freeze. Kier steps in front of me. This isn't your city anymore, Kier says. It was never yours, his father counters. The elevator dings. Bianca steps out, eyes locked on him. Husband, she says, venom in her voice.
Chapter 29. Kier, I should have known. A man like him, he was never going to die that easily. I'd heard the whispers. When certain men retire, they don't vanish. They fake their deaths, slip off halfway across the world, and live quietly, but always with ties to the families. I never fully believed it. Now I do. Ren's with your mother, my mother says to Sailor. Then her gaze cuts to the man she once called her husband. Weren't you supposed to be dead? Get out, Bianca. I'm not your wife anymore, so you don't get to give me orders. Her eyes drop to Roberto's body, wrapped, lifeless, on the floor. She crouches, kisses her fingertips, presses them to his forehead, then stands tall. And you are no longer my husband. She walks right up to him, face to face, eyes sharp. I hate you in ways you could never understand. Oh, I understand, he shoots back. How's your little plaything? Still spreading her legs for anyone? For me, she is. And she's worth keeping, for that alone. Can't say the same for you. Before I can move, Joey takes a step back. My mother's hand dips into the side of her skirt. Joey gives me a small nod. In a heartbeat, he tosses me a gun. I catch it. Sailor stays behind me. 2 shots. 2 of my father's men drop instantly. When I turn back, my mother's holding a knife to his throat. I think it's time you went back to whatever hole you crawled out of, she says. At first I can't see what she's done. Then she steps away. The blade is buried in his chest, angled up into his heart. He drops to his knees. I move fast, crouching beside him. I lean close. I'll kill everyone who sent you, and your little side piece, too. He looks past me, toward Sailor, and smirks before collapsing. When I turn back, Sailor's hands cover her eyes, head shaking. This is too much. Too much. Piper's at the hospital, my mother says, as I pull Sailor's hands away from her face. You're safe. It's okay. I'm not built for this life. Let me go. Please, she whispers, voice breaking. Go, I tell her. Her eyes widen at how fast I agree. She doesn't move. Go, before I change my mind. Silent tears streak her cheeks. She nods and runs. I watch her leave, knowing she's taking more than my child with her. She's taking a piece of me. My mother's hand lands on my shoulder. You just proved to her that you choose her, no matter what. Then why do I want to drag her back and never let go? She sighs, crouches beside my father's body, presses a kiss to his cheek. I loved him, even though he used me. I was a contract, nothing more. Over time, I fell for him, only to watch him fall for someone else. That hurts. Her eyes shine, but her voice stays steady. Don't hurt Sailor. She loves you. I see it. But she has no idea what being in this war means. Let her go. Give her time. Then go to her. She kisses my cheek. I love you. I'm proud of you. And she walks out to help Sailor pack. Joey's kneeling beside our father. You're a piece of garbage. He digs a phone out of his pocket. The screen lights up. Him and his mistress smiling back. As if I'd betray my brother. Some of us still have loyalty. He tosses me the phone and leaves. I sit next to my father. His skin is draining of color. His breathing shallow. I'm going to find her and kill her, I say, scrolling through his messages. One text makes me pause. I hold the screen in his face. The families don't have a problem with the contract. You do. They told you to leave it alone. But you couldn't. Could you? You'll ruin everything chasing love. He rasps. I didn't cry when you died. Now I know why. You never loved us. Only your empire. I smirk. And now they see me as more of a god than you ever were. I hit call. A woman answers. Voice syrupy. Marky. Priscilla, I say. A pause. Kier. The one and only. Accept my video call. She does. Nice to meet the woman who screwed my father while he was married. We've met, she says with a smirk. You'd sit in the car while we were together, sometimes inside my house. Well, you won't see him again. Want to say goodbye? Her brow furrows. Goodbye? Yes, he's dead. For real this time. I turn the camera. His eyes open briefly. Her scream echoes through the speaker. Goodbye, I tell her, and hang up. I look back at him. I hate you. Hate doesn't even cover it. Son. I walk away before he can finish. I kneel by Roberto's body, touch his face. I didn't want to kill him, but given the choice between him and her, it was always her. Joey comes back. Mama says Sailor's leaving. You gonna let her? Yep. After all this? After all this. What about the fallout? Nothing to do. This was all him. No one else cared. I grab a clean shirt, button it. Let's go see Piper. She needs to know about her brother. You think now's the time? Yes. Finish that drink. We're leaving. 4 bodies lie in my apartment. 2 were family. 1 I trusted. 1 I thought was gone for good. Joey pulls another bottle from his coat as we drive. How do you think she'll take it? I rub my face. I don't know. We find Piper post-surgery. Her eyes flutter open. Sailor? She murmurs. She's fine, I tell her. She passes out again. Later. Boss! She's awake now, sitting up despite the pain. Why are you still here? Something's wrong. My father paid for what he did to you, I say. I knew they lied about him being dead. There was never a body. But that's not what's eating you. Tell me. Roberto's gone. Her eyes widen. A single tear rolls down her cheek. You did it? Yes. She wipes the tear away. There was no love, but he was still my brother. I'm sorry you had to be the one.
Chapter 30. Sailor. Bianca helps me pack. The feeling is familiar. Too familiar. I'm leaving again? Do I go back to my childhood home with Benny or find somewhere new? Part of me wants Kier to know where to find me. The other part doesn't. I've got something for you, Bianca says, stepping out with Ren in her arms. She hands me an envelope. What's this? Just a little something for you both. Inside, 2 plane tickets. I noticed you already have passports, she says with a smile. Australia's a good place to start fresh. Safe. Beautiful. I've got a property there, sitting empty for a month. Go. Take Ren. Show her the kangaroos. I glance at the flight time. It leaves today. I'm not planning on coming back, I admit. If I say no, this is wasted. If you said no, I'd go, she chuckles. But I plan to visit your last week there. Whether to bring you back or just see you. Does Kier know? She shakes her head, and he won't until you're gone. I exhale, looking at Ren. That's settled then, she says, bouncing Ren gently. You're going on a big adventure, little one. I ask if she's all right after everything. She smiles, rubbing my shoulder. I loved that man more than I should have. But he's gone now, and I'm free. The only good thing he ever gave me was my boys. Even if they do give me headaches. You'll understand when she's older. She hands Ren to me. A car's waiting. You should go now. I want to see Piper first. Bianca checks her watch. A quick visit. Yes. At the hospital, I leave Ren sleeping in the car with Bianca and head inside. Piper's room isn't hard to find. Kier's there. Legs crossed, hands clasped, looking deep in thought. At the sound of the door, his eyes find mine. Dark, intense. I look away first, straight to Piper, sitting up in bed, bandaged. Hey, she says, voice soft. I take her hand. Just wanted to check on you before I go. She glances at Kier, then back to me. Going somewhere? Why? I can feel his stare burning into me. Yeah, but you focus on healing. How long till you're back on your feet? A few months, she mutters. Kier speaks from behind me. You need time to heal. I tell her I'm sorry for her loss if he hasn't told her. I did, Kier says, voice flat. I lean down, kiss her cheek, and leave. I don't look at him. Better not to. At the elevator, the doors open, and Kier steps out. Our eyes meet. He opens his mouth, but no words come. I give him a small smile, step inside, and press the button. It feels like he just punched a hole through my chest. In the lobby, I nearly crash into Joey. He catches me by the shoulders, smirking. Hey, pretty girl, where you headed? I glance at the car pulling up outside. He follows my gaze, goes to the door, and waves to his mother. You sure you want to leave? I can convince you to stay. No, Joey, but thank you. He kisses my cheek. I wasn't a fan at first, but I see now you've changed him, made him talk to me more than he ever did. So come back, okay? And bring the little one. In the car, Bianca comments, he idolizes his brother. I'm glad they have each other. Kier needed someone, because the weight on his shoulders is heavy. Mark trained him to handle isolation, but I made sure he had family. As we drive away, I glance back. Kier's standing at the hospital doors, watching me go. The flight is long, but Ren makes it easy. Business class helps. The apartment in Brisbane overlooks the river, muddy brown by day, glowing with city lights at night. We stay in for days, catching up on sleep. I check my phone every hour. I know he won't call, he keeps his word, but still, I check. Bianca calls instead. Every day, making sure I'm okay. Weeks pass, 1, then 2, then 3. By the 4th, Bianca's here. She hugs me, scoops up Ren, smothering her in kisses. 4 weeks is too long, she tells her. You ready to come home? We've had an incredible time. Zoos, beaches, parks, amazing food, a life without money worries. I glance at the red-bottom heels Kier gave me. He messaged me last week, asking how Ren and I are. I replied, eventually, I miss him. The next day, another text. I miss you. 3 words. My heart races. Then, it's the eyes for me, the way they see through me. The next dash. It's the way you cross your arms when you're angry. Then, the way your hair falls over your face when you sleep. I call him. The time difference hits me, but he answers. Lollipop, he says, do you plan to come home? Home? What is that anymore? I think it's time you came back to me, he whispers. Your home is where Ren and I are. Come home. I will, I say softly. At the airport, I see him instantly. He takes Ren from my arms. She melts into him like she's always known. Bianca kisses us both goodbye and leaves. In the car, he asks, are you glad to be back? Yes and no. We talk about us, about what we are, about trying. Finally, we pull up to a 2-story brownstone. Welcome home, sailor, he says, tucking my hair behind my ear. It's going to be amazing, you, me, and Ren. I believe him, even when I shouldn't. Then he says it, marry me. And before I can answer, his lips are on mine.
Chapter 31. Kier. 6 months later, when I asked her to marry me on the steps of our home, she didn't say yes. Not right away, but I knew I'd get her there eventually. 2 months later, she said the word, and today she's walking toward me in a lace strapless dress, curves framed perfectly, hair loose and curling down her back. Ren squirms in my mother's arms, eager to reach Sailor. I can't blame her. I want to reach her too. Her parents sit a few rows back. Her mother still isn't thrilled about me, but she keeps quiet, and I'm grateful for that. It's been months since I've touched her like that. We made a promise, one she asked for, and I kept. She said if I could wait, I could do anything for her. She was right. But the moment this day ends, that dress won't stay on for long. As she steps closer, I take her hand. She shivers, and I lean in just enough for her to hear. Soon, I whisper. Very soon. She smiles, and the ceremony begins. It started small, her idea, but somehow over 40 guests fill the little library venue. Every guest gets to choose a book to take home. On us. My little bookworm.
Sailor. His hand is warm around mine. It's strange. Kier, patient. That's not who he was when we met. But for me, he's learned patience. We kept to our deal for 6 months. Yes, there were moments, kisses that lingered, touches that made my knees weak. But we waited, and I'm glad we did. He's my best friend now, the person I trust most. I keep my distance from his work, though. Once a month, we have dinner with his circle, family, friends, Piper. Business stays out of those nights. Paige? I haven't seen her in ages. She's in Italy with her baby. Good. She can stay there. Later, in the back of the bookshop, away from the guests, Kier pulls me close. To love you is to be consumed by you, he says. Before I can respond, there's a knock. Wrap it up, Lucas calls from the other side. You have guests. We laugh quietly, not moving just yet. I know this much. Kier won't be rushed. Not when it comes to me, and I wouldn't want it any other way. The end.